Y'all ain't ready? What? It's the intro to my show. It's my show, not your show. It's the intro to my show. It's the Chris Riggins show. It's the intro to my show. It's my show, not your show. Hold the intro to my show. It's my motherfucking show. It's the Chris Riggins show. It's my show. It's my show. It's the Chris Riggins show. It's my show, not your show. It's my show. It's my show. This the intro to my show. Better listen to my show. If not, use a hoe. Okay. We're here. We're recording.
We're here.
You're all the way over there. We're here. We're recording.
Coming at you live. All the way live.
It's my show, as the intro said.
The Chris Riggins show.
The Chris Riggins show. FAMEless. You came up with that name.
I came up with that name.
That was a good name.
I'm very excited about the Chris Riggins show. This is a show that I've wanted to see, no bullshit, for at least a year. At least a year.
You have to be the co-host then. There has to be a co-host. Every good show has like what's his name? Stern.
Robin Quivers.
Yeah, Robin Quivers. You're actually very Robin Quivers. If you really think about it, to my Howard Stern, you're the Robin Quivers of my life.
I'm sure after a few episodes we will phase me out with a much more attractive, witty,
you're hot
female
That's why
co-host.
I told you need to start gigoloing, man. It's you have it.
So poor.
Because you're a musician. You know what I'm saying? You're in shape. You know, apparently by the count of your kids, you slang a lot of D. And these are the qualifications of a gigolo. You're interesting.
Did you ever think hey, I'm going to have 2 kids?
No. I thought I'd have no kids.
And then you looked up one day and you have 2 children. 2 beautiful children, one of which is in high school.
Oh, God. But you've been through that point, so you know.
I have 5 children.
And 2 of them are out of high school.
One of them.
One of them.
The other one's almost out, yeah.
Yeah, you know, what grade?
He's a junior.
He's a junior. So technically he's out of high school because senior year is bullshit.
Yeah, I think to him mentally he's out of high school because he's...
Well, at 14 I was mentally out of high school. That's just how it goes. Anyway, this is the Chris Riggins show. We were just bantering, saying stupid shit. But we plan to have real conversations. Like this is an important show to the black community, I believe.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna represent all the voices of niggerdom out there. And that's the thing. Jason is another voice of niggerdom. He is a completely different nigga than me. He's from Richmond, California.
And that comes with a whole other bag.
Other bag, and he plays metal.
Yeah.
Metal rock and roll. Like we used to freestyle together.
Yeah.
And we thought we were gonna be rap stars. And here he is doing rock star shit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know,
I like to bring the niggerish edge to the rock world.
You have to.
Niggerish edge.
You have no choice. It's like you can't not bring it. I'm pretty sure a lot of crowds say, "Oh, it's a nigga."
I think that's exactly what they say.
Are we in the right place?
I think that's like quote unquote. There's 2 of us on stage.
There's gonna be some Lenny Kravitz shit. What the
fuck is going on? I didn't pay to say this shit.
And that's why we have to have this show to have these conversations with niggas of all types. Like for instance, I met a nigga, and this is kind of this is kind of like the inspiration for the topic I thought of the show.
The topic of the show today is
Boomerang, black movies. Like black movies you have to see how important they are to the culture. And I feel like my underlining premise is that Eddie Murphy is the greatest actor of all time.
You know what? Let me say this to that Eddie Murphy thing on the Chris Riggins show, FAMEless. I love Boomerang to the point where I can watch it every time I see it when it comes on.
Yes.
And I didn't notice it until I was actually much older that the cast is all black.
The whole cast is black except for the one white guy in the store.
That's the only white guy in the movie.
Even the waiters and the waitresses in the background, it was all black. And then, you know, you get people praising Tyler Perry. Shouts out Tyler Perry for doing what he does. I don't really watch his shit.
You know what? Apparently it's not union. His
of course not.
His big studio.
And you know what the funny thing is?
I actually just watched one of the Medea Boo movies.
Oh, Jesus.
My daughter was watching it,
Oh,
which
Jesus.
means I failed as a parent. But she was, she was watching it, and I watched it, and I was like, "This is the most low budget, high budget shit I've ever seen in my life." Like, it's like he has the money to spend on the higher budget, but he's like, "Nah, I'm just gonna do this with my friends." And I respect the loyalty to your crew, I do, but it doesn't flow. And then I watched Medea's Big Happy Family with her, and
You guys are on the Medea kick.
I'm about to I'm about to
Oh,
shoot. I'm about to shoot the
Is
Amazon.
this the older? This is the older.
The oldest one. I'm like,
Oh,
you should know better. Like, I expect the 9-year-old to watch this stuff, but you, come on. And it was like, I watched it, and it was just like, okay, I see that coming. Like, everything that happens, you see it coming. There's no surprise. It's like, oh, yeah, I was just waiting for that to happen.
Would you rather her watch the Medea movies or those other black movies that are on like Netflix that you didn't realize? Like when you ask yourself, I wonder what Morris Chestnut is doing, and then you see all those movies.
I would rather watch those because those are like, you know,
Karuchi, is that her name? Karuchi.
Karuchi. Is she Asian?
I think she's pretty. She's black.
Malaysian?
She's some kind of halvesy.
Okay.
She's been in like I've seen like 6 movies that are all kind of the same movie.
I didn't know what she did.
and I don't know what she does.
I thought her, honestly, no disrespecting about it, I just thought she fucked Chris Brown. That's
Is that what her claim to fame is?
like she's got his baby or something. Like, I don't know.
Is that really why she's in these movies?
That's how I
She's
know
not
about
very
her.
good in them.
Oh, of course. That's why I've never watched. Here's
And
the
she's
thing.
never nude.
If you really want to watch the dope black movies on Netflix, watch the Nigerian joints. I watched one called Potato, and I knew it was good when they said the actual title in the fucking movie. I was like, this is the best shit ever. It was long as shit. I was like, these niggas just didn't know nothing about editing. There was no edits. It was no like, okay, we don't need this scene. It was like, nah, we filming it all. And it was like, it was filmed in like that Love Jones style, but you could tell they were using like the same house for all the scenes. Like literally, it was like the house they were using, I'm pretty sure was used for like all the
Everything.
scenes.
The
All
fight
the
scene, the
scenes.
villain's house.
It wasn't even a fight. It was a love story. It was about, you know, a divorced couple, which I understood, living together in a house because they were rich Africans and they had just bought this house. And I guess they was like, nah, in this country, we are not sacrificing. Like, you know, I was like, I just felt like it was like they didn't want to leave the house because they knew they was going back to huts or where the fuck they live in. I don't. This is mad ignorant. I know I'm being mad ignorant right now. But the point is, that's how I felt. That's why they didn't want to get rid of the house. And then they started trying to date, and they was living in the same house, and they was like bringing people through the house, and then like they was doing shit to make. It was supposed to be a rom-com, but it just seemed like so petty. It wasn't even rom-com. It was like, damn,
Like that's some fucked up shit.
why? It wasn't even fucked up. It was just like stupid shit. Like she hired she had a driver to drive her Toyota 4Runner. She had a driver. Wasn't even like wasn't a Mercedes or nothing. It was just like a regular ass car, like it was a Mazda or some shit. She had a driver for an old dude.
A Mazda.
Yeah, she had an old ass driver dude, right? And in the beginning, she had him, and then he disappeared. I guess he had to go to real work. So
Like his whole character just
his
no
whole
longer in the
character
film.
disappeared. But she brings in this young dude to be her caretaker, you know, or her servant or whatever. And so the husband's like, oh, no. She hires him after the husband brings in
A chick.
to clean. And like the chick is like, this is when you know that colorism is real. So the chick is caked in light skin makeup.
Ooh.
Caked in it.
Where
With
it's really bad, you
with
can
a
tell.
terrible weave.
Ew.
Terrible weave. She's the most, but they keep calling her pretty and shit. I'm like, she about a 5.
Was it one of the things where her neck is a totally different-
Yeah, it was kind of like her boobs were black. It was like, oh, okay, it was like, but I mean, okay, I'm watching it, and so she goes and hires the buff dude who really wasn't buff. He was just big, you know, and he's dumb, and so they each think that the other one's fucking they help, and they not. But it really turns out like basically, here's
Like,
the thing.
what's the misunderstanding?
I could tell the dude wrote this shit because the whole time the husband was just always in the right. Like everything that he did was justified.
Like, stupid woman.
Like he was like even doing, and they had really it was like American Nigerians. But then I found out they was like British Nigerians. So they was like, you know,
Was it? Did it seemed like it was in Nigeria?
oh, it was in Nigeria for sure.
So, To the topic, Boomerang. I think it's Eddie Murphy's best film.
I think Boomerang was the pinnacle of his climb of films. That was like he did something in the 90s that was just not being done. Like he told black stories without the oppressive hand of white people in it. Like you notice every other black story is like we trying to get away from the man, and then gangs, and then he was just like, nah, we all executives be. Except for Chris Rock, he a male dude.
He was a male dude.
He was a fly dress male dude.
But that was kind of if you go back and look at that movie, because I love Boomerang, and I agree with your point wholeheartedly that the hand of oppression isn't in it. Not to say that it doesn't exist, because then there's the scene in the store where Martin Lawrence wants to buy the coat, but it's not. It doesn't make the movie, and it's not. I wouldn't say a forgettable scene, but it's not the most important scene.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's just a scene thrown in there. But unlike the Nigerian movie who didn't cut, it was a scene that made sense because yes, they were executives. They were black men. They were executives, and they worked in an all black office. Some Puerto Ricans there. There were some Puerto Ricans. I saw some Puerto Ricans. They were in New York, so I assume that's
New York. It's okay.
I assume that's par for the course. But you know, it's just it was like this. It was like. It was one of those. It was like the perfect rom-com,
and it didn't take place in Atlanta.
No, and the thing about it is, I felt like it got slighted because if white people really watched it, it really didn't hinge on being black.
No,
like you could put any cast,
anybody, Ryan Reynolds and Jennifer Garner.
Like I might do that. I might make a remake of Boomerang with an all-white cast.
So I didn't know this
with that scene in the store. It's gonna be hilarious.
You know that that coat is $500.
But it would be like some gay shit. It would be like a gay dude, and it'd be like straight dudes or the gay. Like I would have to make the cast.
You have
gay.
to make it make sense.
The cast would have to be gay. Like it would have to be a gay remake.
Did you see that? And okay, so
that's disrespectful.
Boomerang became a TV show on BET, and I guess Halle Berry is a producer. And so I was all excited about it because I'm like, this is one of my favorite movies, and I'm really and Halle Berry had a hand in it. I didn't see any interviews with her, but I just know she had a hand in it. Her name's in the credits. I don't know if that's all it is.
She probably she might have just got the producer credit.
I watched a little bit of it.
Terrible.
Didn't dig it.
No, because here's the thing: you can't take an iconic, great movie like Boomerang and just make it a TV series. That's dumbing it down. That's like saying, now we have to create these scenarios. Like the story played out. The only thing you could do is pick up the show from where Marcus and
what is Halle Berry's name?
What was her name in Boomerang? What's Halle Berry's name in Boomerang?
Eddie Murphy and Halle Berry.
Siri. What was Halle Berry's name in the movie Boomerang?
Nigga went to Siri.
That's what we do.
That's.
No,
what?
No.
What is it? What did your Siri say?
Siri's a.
Is your Siri foreign?
She's a dumb bitch.
Your Siri is weird.
I don't know how.
I don't understand the Boomerang TV show whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean It's
got like the same characters, but none of it makes sense.
Angela, that was her name.
Angela.
So yeah, the series would have to pick up from where Angela and Marcus finally get back together.
And it has nothing to do with like anything in the movie, right?
No,
just their names are the same.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you can't do that. If the movie sucked, here's the thing. Here's TV shows that make it. If you have a TV show that's based on a movie and the movie sucked, you can always define the TV show because people are like, I want to forget that movie ever existed and it sucked.
Yeah.
But you brought it back a TV show and it's hilarious. But like, it's like, you know, for instance, like for The Simpsons, right? They did 20-some years before they did a movie.
Yeah.
The movie was good. And you know what they did with the series after the movie? They picked up the series after the movie. You know what I mean? So they kept it in continuity.
Yeah.
So that's why I just feel if you're going to do stuff like that, you got to keep it in continuity. Or being that it is a reboot and a retelling, you just have to retell the first story. But then you have to go into depth of like, you know, Marcus's flings with all these other women. And
that's what I didn't, I'll be honest.
The dog scene would go way too far.
It would be like a whole episode.
Oh, my God.
I watched it for like 5 minutes. And like you said, it didn't pick up where the show left off, where the movie left off, which is what I thought it was going to be. And I was like, I don't get it. I don't want to know these people because I know the movie, and this isn't for me. This is for young people.
Yeah, and young people suck nowadays. Like
That's kind of I'm old and bitter. That's how
I'm oh, you know what? I'm glad to be old. I'm glad that I was alive to see the real original Boomerang with
in my
Eddie
day.
Murphy and Martin Lawrence and David Allen Greer. Did you sleep with her?
David Allen
Did you
Greer.
sleep with Marcus?
John Witherspoon, the late John Witherspoon.
Bang bang. It was whoop that pussy.
Melvin Van Peebles is in that movie as the editor.
Yeah,
of the commercial.
I know that's a nipple because I'm drooling.
Because I'm drooling.
It was like the best.
Grace Jones.
Like I wanted to live in that world.
The late Santa Baby.
Oh, Eartha Kitt.
Kitt.
Marcus, like he fucked, and honestly, I was the only part I didn't like. Why are you ashamed you fucked Eartha Kitt?
You know,
bro?
she didn't want to do that movie.
Probably not.
She apparently, it was like a hard fight to get her to do it because she didn't want old people to look silly, and she didn't want to look like a kind of a crazy ass old lady.
But she is a crazy. Well, she was a crazy ass old
She
lady.
was. Have you ever seen the footage of her telling off Lyndon Baines Johnson's wife?
No, I got to see that.
You guys see, basically, she's like, I'm anti-war. She was very anti-war, and it was like big time women in entertainment, and I forget why she was there, but you know, Eartha Kitt was a mega star in the '60s,
Yeah,
and she was out there. She was like, I don't think we should be, and I don't like she. You want to talk about niggerdom?
Oh yeah.
She went hard. And
Did she slap like somebody?
She told off the president's wife in like 60. What would that be?
Eartha
65,
Kitt
66.
Somebody. Eartha Kitt slapped somebody.
She, I know her career kind of went in the shitter, and I think that's when she moved overseas. Like
Eartha
a lot
Kitt
of
slapping Jackie Harry. That's what Jackie Harry. Eartha Kitt slapped her.
Is that what it
Jackie
was?
Harry. You remember Jackie from 227?
Yeah.
She got slapped by Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt and the slap unheard around the world to Jackie Harry. To Jackie Harry. Yeah, so apparently I guess Jackie Harry was flirting with her husband or some shit like that. And
Eartha Kitt.
oh, she thought she was sleeping with her boyfriend, which she was.
Ooh.
And she got the shit slapped out of her by Eartha
Eartha
Kitt.
Kitt's was not for the bullshit.
That's what makes Boomerang even better now.
When you that cast, we'll never see a cast. I shouldn't say never.
No, we never will. There's
Well,
nobody.
You know what? Black Panther had a pretty good cast.
Black Panther. I mean, once Angela Bassett dies, it's a wrap. It's no more.
Yeah.
You know.
Kerry Washington's pretty good.
Kerry Washington. You know.
She's pretty good. Carucci.
Carucci. We throw Carucci in there. You said
right?
Kerry Washington, Angela Bassett. Carucci. Carucci. Look, I have.
who like seriously when we think of black actresses, because these women are starting to kind of
don't even know any of these black actresses.
I'm saying unfortunately. What's the Sanaa Lathan?
Sanaa is fine. I love Sanaa. Here's the thing. I don't know none of these new black actresses because they all look the fucking same.
They do.
They all look the fucking
They
same.
look exactly
It's like,
the same.
I don't know which one you are.
Same thing with the dudes. All the dudes. Look
Oh
the
my
same.
God, they all look the
They're all
fucking
buff
same.
and
Like, come on.
Their hair is perfect.
Like, that was the thing that made the show Martin so dope. You had Martin, little slim, skinny ass, and you had Cole. He was supposed to be the fat one. Then you had Tommy, big, gangly ass. So it was like that's how real friends look. You don't have, if you have a bunch of friends, I'm gonna say this, if you have a bunch of friends and you all look alike, listen to the show. If you all look alike, you guys are not individuals. You're fucking losers. You need to go get some fucking individuality. Like me and Jason dress nothing alike.
Nothing alike.
Nothing alike. He dresses like slight weight gay. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. Because I know somebody's going to listen and say, he isn't gay. No, I'm saying it in a positive way. Like, I feel like Jason could pull dudes. Not in a negative, oh, you gay, but in a, yo, this nigga could pull niggas. You know what I mean? And that's a talent. I mean, that's a talent. I mean, I don't understand the fear of being able to pull niggas if you a nigga. I mean, I'm not saying you got to fuck them niggas, but just, to know the fact that some niggas going to want to fuck.
But if in case
If
you're
a nigga,
you're in the wrong side of town,
I mean,
you
yeah.
might get fucked, pretty boy.
I mean, but if not even you get fucked, you can flirt your way out of shit because thug, like, might be a gay thug, right? And you another side of town, and he's like, yo, what's up, nigga? You like, yo, man, I want a problem. Yeah, yeah. Why don't you give me your number? It won't be no problem.
And we can forget about having any issues.
And then you give him a number, into a burner cell phone that you're gonna throw away, and then you just never.
the wrong side of town cell phone.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing. I mean, but anyway, back to Boomerang. You know, it was one of those things where it's like the cast was perfect, and I don't think you can get lightning in a bottle twice.
What about what he did with? Because I've watched his movie. Dolomite Is My Name.
Excellent
That
movie.
was a great cast.
That movie is inspiring. Like, watch that movie before you have to do anything.
I made Alex watch it before we went on tour.
Oh my God! And you were able to get through that tour.
We were able to get to that
tour.
Real talk.
Yeah, that tour.
That was a great
actually,
movie.
on my show, we can talk about that tour. So fuck them bitches.
That was a horrible tour.
You bitches. No.
Oh, that was no, for real. I said, Alex, watch this movie. You have to watch it before we go. And I was like yelling. I was yelling that shit in this fucking room.
Oh God! Yeah,
I made Nick watch it. Oh fuck yeah, dude! That movie was incredible.
Nick needs to watch it. It's an amazing movie. It just goes to show you that, you know, and it's like Eddie's at that point in his career where it's no longer Eddie playing the character. It's more like the character being played by Eddie. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like it's one of those things where someone probably could have made that movie, but nobody would have made it like Eddie Murphy because he is the greatest actor on earth. And I know there's some Denzel fans out there. Trust me, I see you, Denzel. You know, but
Denzel couldn't have played that role.
Denzel can't play a lot of roles. Like, Denzel hasn't done a funny role in years.
Denzel could not have been Marcus Graham.
Denzel could not have been. He would have been too serious. It would have been like, at some point, he had to slap a desk.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
The Denzel. You know how Denzel.
I never noticed. He always does that.
Yeah,
like,
he's got those Denzel tells. You know what I'm saying? When he's mad, you can tell he's going, what? Y'all trying to take me down? You know, it's just it's a build up, and it's like Marcus had to be goofy but still suave. Like, that's why I like Eddie Murphy too, because he didn't go for the like chisel body. He went for the smooth boy body, and he had the smooth boy body. He didn't have no pecs. He didn't have no real delts. He just had a smooth ass flat surface that went to his penis, and that's what you want in the movie world. He didn't have the little V.
Nope.
He didn't have none of that. He just had the boy body, and he was pulling dimes. He did Layla Rashawn, Robin Givens, Halle Berry.
Robin Givens in her heyday too.
I mean,
you know what?
She's still pretty heyday right now.
Young people nowadays, because the whole Mike Tyson thing fucked her career up.
Yeah.
Robin Givens was bad.
She would have been.
Remember Rage in Harlem?
Yeah, that's right. She played the.
She played the woman that tricked Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah. Well, that's her. She got typecast.
She was a whore, basically.
She
was the whore.
That whore is a strong word.
She was the vixen.
Vixen, yeah, because whore is like, you know, you on the corner, I'm a whore, you know, but
she's too high society.
Yeah, she's more like she's not fucking everybody for money. She's fucking the right people for money, which is a thing we should all aim to do. Stop fucking the wrong people.
I haven't seen her in a movie until I saw her in
Head of State. Chris Rock.
She is in Head of State. No, I saw her in a Christian movie.
Well, of course.
I think she's a big-time Christian.
Was it a Tyler Perry movie?
No. It was one of those, like...
All those movies are basically Christian movies.
The sad thing about black cinema nowadays, and I think that's why we won't get Boomerang, is because Boomerang does come from such a secular world, is because all the other black movies are too tied into a specific type of black bourgeoisie that lives in Atlanta.
Yeah, like, and there's no disrespect to Atlanta. I love y'all niggas, but... Yeah, I got some bougie niggas down there. Because when you can afford houses and have a full neighborhood of just middle class bougie niggas, you get a little bit like, oh, those project niggas. No, we're not making movies for them. We're making because like I admit I understand the sentiment of why these movies are because it's like
everything can't be good times.
Everything can't be good times, but everything can't be perfect. You know what I mean? It's like why can't it just be like. We need, like, black people need a Joker movie. You know, there needs to be a movie where black people can just be, like, what we all are, you know?
Well, wasn't that, and I don't know if you watched it, Luke Cage? Did you watch Luke Cage at all?
Yes, I watched Luke Cage.
Did you like it?
I enjoyed it, but I felt there were holes in it. Due
Like
to the
comic
fact,
plot holes. Like, you're like, in this
Like-
episode, Luke Cage did
like-
not have the super suit. Like that.
nah. Well, I mean, they tried to put that in there. They
Did put that in there. That was funny. When
he just looked like a slave. It's just like you just look like a. And I get why they didn't have him with that suit because if
it looked very.
it looked slavish.
Yeah.
It was like chains around the wrist,
Yeah.
chain.
The
Really,
original kid.
really, nigga, really.
You know, I actually used to own the first episode or the first. It wasn't Luke Cage. I had the first Blade. And it was a Dracula comic. Blade is a character in the Dracula comic when Marvel was doing horror comics.
Yeah.
And Blade in the original comic, it's got Deacon Frost, the Dracula character, who looked like quote unquote Dracula, and Blade had like a burgundy leather jacket and some green like khakis, bell bottom khakis, and he was like, Dracula, you jive turkey. Like it was
Really?
real different.
Wow. I
So
would
Wesley
appreciate
Wesley
Blade.
Snipes crushed it.
What I mean,
And Marvel, that's why Marvel gives him all the props, because without him, there would be no Marvel movies.
and that's what they have to understand. Blade did set and that's the thing.
It changed the whole
That's what I
game.
keep understanding. Like black movies are actually always doing well when people see them, but then people's like, nobody wants to go see this, and that's why I feel like Boomerang is a movie that children of all black children should see Boomerang. When you turn a certain age, you should see Boomerang. There's no real humping in it. I mean,
Not
most
really.
humping you see is like, his toes curl when she's riding and puts 200 on the dresser, or when they in
That
New
was
Orleans.
rough.
It was really two sex scenes, New Orleans and that scene. And it wasn't even like,
He doesn't have a sex scene with Layla Rashawn.
it was really
Yeah,
no
yeah,
sex. And how can you really even sexualize that boy body? Like
And he had no sex scenes with Halle Berry.
no, because she was probably like, I only fuck white dudes on camera.
Damn. Damn.
Shots fired on the Chris Riggins podcast because
Billy Bob Thornton.
that was gross.
Make me
That's-
feel good.
That was just terrible. And then Diddy in jail. Like, that's why I didn't like that movie. It was like a subliminal message to say, kill the black man and take his women. That's what I saw in Monsters Ball. They
You're
were.
not a fan of Lee Daniels films that are the most depressing things known to
I
man?
am a fan of black people doing art. I'm not a fan of that one. Lee Daniels, I have no issue with him other than owing Dame Dash that money because Dame lost a tooth and he needed that money and he was playing games.
What was Dame saying he needed money for? I don't know the whole story.
Dame
Tell
gave
the
it.
story.
Well, I think it was in the Dame when Dame was balling with Rockefeller. Gave dude some money. And
To
now-
do Monsters Ball? Or
I don't know. Honestly, I'm making all this up, but this is what I feel. I think Dame gave.
Did Dame Dash come after him for money? He
Yeah,
said he owed
Dame
him
gave
money.
him some money, and it was one of those ones where he probably gave him the money thinking, Psh, "I'm Dame Dash.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this back." And
No.
then Dame went, a little hard times, and then he was like, "Yo, I need that money."
Didn't Lee Daniels do Precious?
Yes, he did, I believe.
He did a movie that no one has seen that I really enjoyed called Shadow Boxer with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren is fine.
So Helen Mirren plays his stepmom, and they have a sexual relationship.
I would have fucked the shit out of Helen Mirren. too.
There is a sex scene with Cuba Gooding and Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren got ass.
And the whole movie is like, and she's like 80. And the whole movie, they're like,
would be dedicated to Helen
watch
Mirren's ass.
Shadow Boxer. There you go. We'll put a link in the
I don't
fucking-
want to see Cuba good. I don't like Cuba.
He pissed you off?
That ain't pissed me off. It's not genuine. Like,
Are you still mad about his portrayal of, what was that movie where Radio?
honestly, I think that was the closest to his real personality. That was the closest to the real Cuba Gooding Jr. we're going to get is Radio. And that's because Boys in the Hood, okay, I gave you a pass, but how did the little...
He was so soft.
How was the little kid in the movie harder
Way harder.
than you are as an adult? Like, what happened to Trey Styles between that fight in the classroom when he called that nigga African booty scratcher, said, my brother's a Crenshaw Mafia issue.
Crenshaw Mafia.
What happened to that nigga that was leading the fat kid who was Doughboy and
Yeah.
Ricky around to being the nigga that's just like scared as fuck? Like, you shouldn't have got out that car. You should have went out there and capped them niggas, Trey. Fucking
Let me out of the car, man.
yo, dough, let me out. And that's another great movie, but it's not Boomerang. Here's why that movie's great, but because Boomerang was a comedy, right?
Yes.
And it was laughable then, it's laughable now. Boys in the Hood was a drama. It's
Yes.
hilarious now. It's
It-
fucking
so you're saying that
hilarious.
Boomerang? I've watched Boomerang since. I think it holds up, and not for nostalgic value. I agree with you. I think the whole relationship aspect, the friendship aspect, all of that holds up in modern cinema. I did watch Boys in the Hood recently, and I'm not gonna lie, dude. I got super emotional at the end when Lawrence Fishburne is taking the gun from his son, from Cuba Gooding Jr. I did get a little.
You got a gun? You got to shoot somebody? Shoot me, Trey. Give me the motherfucking gun, Trey. And that's the thing. Black cinema is defined by lines. If you have a black movie and you can't recite at least 2 lines out of it, that everybody just know what the fuck you saying. Like, I could walk in the room full of black people and say, "Got coordinate," and everybody's gonna be like, you know, everybody's gonna go. It's gone. So, but Boomerang has more, I believe.
Or he gonna cry in the car when he go home.
Oh, Friday. That's another one of those. Like, when did Friday and Boomerang came out at the same time, right? Or no, Boomerang came in the 80s.
No, Boomerang came out in 91, 92. You know why I remember that? I bought the soundtrack before I saw the movie.
A lot. Oh, see? And there we go. Another thing.
And CeeLo Green is on that soundtrack with his first group, the Highland Place Mobsters.
92. That's right.
So check that out. And that's actually Tony Braxton's first single is I Will Give You My Heart with Babyface.
We're going to put a playlist together, and we're going to put these. Like, so yeah, it came on 92 is when.
And it's a LaFace. So all the LaFace people. So TLC's got a song in there.
Yeah, it's a LaFace album.
With the Highland Place Mobsters, it's called Reversal of a Dog. It's the reversal of a dog.
Ooh,
it's a posse cut. It's a posse cut.
Actually, I have the Boomerang soundtrack on my phone. Don't ask why. I do.
Because it's a great. Christopher Williams has a song. Is it? No, not Christopher Williams. Keith Washington. Keith Washington has a song.
There I go.
There you go. There you go.
That was the song that was fucking. And then PM Dawn, I Die Without You. End of the Road.
End of the Road. Yeah.
End of the Road.
But that wasn't from
Johnny Gill.
Which song was Johnny Gill?
Johnny Gill was There You. That was Johnny Gill. It's called the LaFace Cartel Reversal of a Dog.
Yeah. All of LaFace.
Hot Sex on the Platter, Tribe Called Quest.
Yep.
Shanice.
Which song does Shanice have?
Don't Wanna
Love You.
Yeah.
There's songs in there that are very of the time.
Yes.
You know,
they were very 7-Day Weekend. Grace Jones.
Yeah.
That was the
7-Day Weekend. Yeah. None of us know the words of the Grace Jones song because that chick is crazy as fuck. Did you watch the documentary? Grace Jones has a documentary on Amazon.
I need to watch it.
Watch it. It's crazy.
Babyface had a song in here. This is the. This is the Keith Washington song.
Tonight is the night. Is it called Tonight Is the Night?
This one's called Tonight Is Right.
Tonight is right.
Tonight is right. Keith Washington.
Tonight is right. Tonight is right.
Look at that. That was R&B, my nigga. I want to go make love to my girlfriend right now.
You gotta have a curl fade like fucking Keith Washington.
Oh my God.
So,
oh man.
So I was watching. What was I watching? What was I watching today? I try, like, every time I see a black movie show up on Netflix, I definitely try to watch those movies. And there's a documentary Netflix has, and I don't know if it's one of those Obama-produced ones, but it definitely was produced in the UK, and it was about the history of black cinema, and your boy Cuba Gooding is in it. And Cuba Gooding said that he turned down roles for like 5 years and didn't work. He's like, after Boys in the Hood, he said he didn't work for like 5 years.
Why?
Because everybody wanted Trey Styles. And he was like, I can't give that to you. John, who wrote it? John Singleton's in it before he passed, talking about, or is he in it? I'm sorry, Larry Fishburne. I'm sorry, this is after John Singleton passed, I think. Larry Fishburne's in it. Lawrence. Larry was the dude on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Larry was dude in King of New York.
Singleton apparently used to work on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Wow.
And was like, I wrote a script, and I'm gonna.
Larry
and I want
Cowboy.
You to be. I want you to be in my
Curtis
movie.
Cowboy.
Because I think he saw him in King of New York. Because King of New York came out in '88, I think.
Yeah, King of New York was a
great
real
film.
One. Oh, that's a good one. That's you know what? Here's the thing. I can't watch that movie anymore.
It's hard to watch, huh? Because of drugs.
I cannot. I get triggered by the cocaine use in that.
There's
and
a lot of drug use.
Well, here's the thing. When I was doing drugs,
I watched a lot of King.
I would literally no. I'm not even fucking shitting you. I would get a couple grams of coke, sit in my house when my kids weren't there, and I'd have a plate sitting on top of the microwave, and I would stand between.
He's wiping his nose as he's saying.
I know, right? The living. I know, right?
Worse.
The living room and the dining room, and I would just be doing blow, watching King of New York and Goodfellas, and any movie that had anything to do with drugs or anything, or there was coke in it, like Blow. Oh my God!
Don't watch Blow.
Oh my God! I would watch those movies, and I would just sit there and I would smoke weed, cigarettes while doing Blow and watching these movies and drinking root beer.
I saw Blow at the theater.
Yeah, I did see it at the theater
with a escort.
Like a paid for escort.
No, I think we just went out to the movies that night.
So you know escorts?
I used to.
Life is good.
That was many moons ago.
Oh shit! One of my guests is here. You wanna? He's here.
He's outside.
Yeah.
You wanna get him?
Yeah. Let's have a musical break. Yeah, we're gonna play a song of my selection. We'll be right back on the Chris Riggins podcast with some guests.
The right energy towards the black father, and he came off too short. Well, he threatened to kill one of them.
And they wrote "Coming to America" too.
So I'm not surprised by
I
any
believe
of this.
Danny Bonaducci's dad was a writer on that show.
I think we should scrap the whole show.
Now that you found that out,
I'm hurt.
We're back from our musical break.
We're
and
back.
Who's with us, Chris?
We're back on the Chris Riggins podcast with artist, friend, brother, Danny King. Safety first.
Hey, what's going on,
What
everyone?
do you want to go by?
Either, I don't care.
You said
Because I know well, we can edit it out if Alex feels like it, but I'm just saying, like,
Just you can call me Danny. That's fine.
well, that's what I call you. But I know we all got business names. Like,
nah,
I
none
don't,
of that. None of that.
I don't
really.
like when people at my shows call me Christopher. I don't like it.
Who the
Well,
fuck
that's-
calls you Christopher?
Assholes.
Yeah, I'm like, who calls you? Like your aunt comes to your show and calls
Like,
you that?
no,
who calls
it's
you
like
that?
it's like my mom calls me Christopher. My aunties, anybody that calls me Christopher has to be related to me. You guys can call me Christopher
fair.
because I've known you. But it's like when I'm doing a show and okay, yes, my name is Christopher, but I go by Chris Riggins on
I feel
stage.
like people do that to try to stunt on you, like they're trying to be like
Nigga.
they're like trying to be like, don't act like you too big at your little show. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
do they stay that in art world too?
Yeah, oh, I mean a little bit. People, people come up on you who barely know you, and they're like, "Remember, I met you that one time.
At
Remember,
that little
like,
show? At that little show? At your
you're
little
like-
show?
and you're kind of like, oh, all right, you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
the most disrespectful thing when people say. Do they say it to you too, Jason? What's up with your little rock thing? You doing your little rock thing? You still doing your little guitar thing?
Yeah, because you know why? And one thing I don't like, and this is for anyone that does any sort of art. If you write, if you paint, if you fucking take pictures, you're always compared to the biggest people in your industry. when
Yeah.
people don't
Oh,
know,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know art. I know Basquiat because he's got
Right.
some shirts at Target now. So
Right,
I
right,
rock
right.
Basquiat. It's like, well, no. Like that guy was pretty fucking huge, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of things that made that guy. He fucking died.
right?
He
Had
died.
he lived,
So all
maybe
I
you
know
don't know
about him.
Yeah,
like his contemporaries that lived.
yeah. There's
know,
there's artists you don't even know about who's making way more money.
yeah.
You don't. Their name's not on the front of no
No.
papers. Nothing.
Nah.
They just doing their thing.
Well, that's the great thing about the art world. I see. It seems like you can just be obscure but famous. You know what I mean? Like,
You'll be like famous to people who are fans of what you do.
yeah, because like
They have to hunt it out. It's not like you're just blasted
There's
on the
a lot
news.
of, you know what? You can say the same thing about comedy because there's black comics that we know that we're like, that guy's a big deal.
yeah.
But, you know, can Lil Rel just walk into any Walmart in Oklahoma and have people know him?
It depends on what you're on. Like once you're on network TV, your blackness kind of expands to other people. Once you're on network TV, that's when white people start recognizing you.
Right, because I was gonna say, because there's that whole meme going on right now that's like, that's pointing out that like within black fame, there's like black famous, and then there's you're now white famous, and you could be, and it was funny when I posted the meme, people started sending me actors, and I was like, oh, that's bruh from, you know, and it's like, we know this dude, but I bet you if you pointed it out, and there's no diss to none of my friends or any of our friends, but there's white folks who would be like, who is that?
Yeah.
Blair Underwood.
Blair Underwood.
What is Blair Underwood in 2020? Is he just black famous or is he just?
It's a toss up because
That's a toss-up,
if you're
'cause
old
wasn't he on
enough to
soap
remember LA,
operas?
he was on LA Law.
LA Law.
If you're old
Yeah.
enough to remember LA Law as a white
So
person, you
he's-
might reckon it, but you don't know him. You say, "Oh,
I
that's."
feel
the
like
guy
he's
from LA
overall
Law.
washed famous now, right? Isn't that like where it's like no disrespect, but no one's seen you in like 5 to 10 years?
Well, he did some
He
Medea
directed
shit.
a Megadeth video.
I believe it.
That had me like,
That's dope.
Black people are amazing.
I think that's
I was like, word.
it's all the side jobs people be having that I'm always impressed by when it comes to people to do any kind of art. When you find out, you know, like if a musician, you find out your favorite musician is also doing all his engineering and mastering, like that. That'd be impressive. You're like, oh, you like learned, because as we all know in all of our art things, you kind of have to do like 7 things. You can have like 7 businesses going, but underneath of your banner of I'm a musician, an artist, a comedian, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're gonna do multiple things because your dream ain't paying the bills. You know what I'm saying?
No, the dream never pays. And honestly, even I think even when you do get to the point that your dream pays the bills, you still do other shit because you don't know when that, like especially in entertainment, that dream could be so short lived. Like you could be the man. You know what I'm saying? You the man 1 minute, and then and not the man so much the next minute, and then you got to go back to those people who you shit on after you got your. Because like, let's be real, everybody that blows up, every artist that's blown up or made a substantial amount of money has had that stunt on crew where they just stunted on these people. Like, yeah, you thought I was gonna make it, boom, boom, and then something went wrong, and now it's like, yeah, so you gonna come to my other show? Like, it's just,
you know what? I'm too scared to do that because I'm super, super gracious everywhere I go because I know.
Fuck them people.
Like tour. Well, real talk. Touring, I'm a stranger in your hood, and I play rock music, so I'm always around a bunch of fucking white people.
You obviously have never been on tour with Talib Kweli.
I've never been on tour.
Oh my God! You talk about this nigga walks in the room. He's like, "I'm gonna fuck where we at? It's Talib Kweli land now."
I heard. So I had a horror story. There's a dude I know that did sound for Talib in Boston. Actually, he took over Alex's old job as a sound person at the Middle East in Boston, and he wrote a whole big Facebook post about how Talib Kweli is an asshole, and had all these people commenting that Talib is an asshole. I don't know him personally.
He's not an asshole.
I don't
what
know
he
him.
is he knows what he wants. He's very direct. He's a New Yorker. It's like he's from Brooklyn. He's not gonna talk to you like, could you please, give me. He's like, yo, I need the monitors. Boom. And if you can't do the job you're hired for, he's very adamant about like, yo, you're hired to fucking do sound. Why the fuck is my sound fucked up?
You was probably at that show.
I might have been. I don't know. Honestly, I've gotten to a point where I respect the crew that works the venues, but they're beneath me.
Wow, you're horrible.
Not even on a mean tip, but it's like people didn't come because you do sound really well. People came because I tell fucking jokes really well, or I sell millions of records. You're just here it's like it's a job. It's like if you say you're going to whoop somebody's ass for money, you get the money, you need to whoop their ass. You know what I mean?
I feel that, but
and I don't want to hear, oh, I was trying to whoop their ass and they shot me. Well, nigga, that's not what I paid you for.
But like, as a fan of someone who goes to stuff, music and comedy, the sound got to be good, or I'm not going back to that venue.
That's why you got hired.
Venue, but if you booked at a crappy venue where they don't care about the sound, they never got new equipment,
that's not my problem.
and you're booked there, it's like, I ain't going to that show.
I mean, and honestly, I don't expect you to come to that show. I probably don't want to be at that show. But if they're going to pay me to be there, I'm there doing my job. My job is going to get done. I'm going to go on stage and make these fucking people laugh and buy drinks, okay? That's my job. It's going to get done. All your job is to turn this fucking mic up and make sure it doesn't peak. Well, look, nigga, you look like you can be done working in 5 minutes. Let's just stop playing games. And I think a lot of times people, like, okay, I'll tell you, sir, I met Q-Tip after Rock the Bells a while ago, many years ago. And Q-Tip was less than nice. He was not a very, and I was pissed off. And I said, fuck Q-Tip, this nigga ain't shit. Q-Tip was an asshole, because at that point, everybody been cool. I've been hanging out with Mos and Tyler, everybody was cool. This nigga was not. Fast forward years later when the Tribe documentary comes out, I find out that him and Fife had got into that fight backstage that same year.
Oh, word.
So then I had to think, fuck, I was out here shitting on this man, but he was really going through some shit because he just got into a fight with one of his best friends on the road right before. And here's the thing, I watched that show. You would have never known that shit happened.
Did you see, do you remember DJ Icewater?
Yeah, I remember Icewater. I think he was.
I mean, I know him by mixtapes and shit like that.
I think Icewater was there because I think he was working with Farside. I think Farside was there.
Yeah,
yeah.
He told me that he was like there. Left the room right before it happened.
No, I was standing over in that area when it happened, but it was like one of those things where everybody kind of security and everything, so you couldn't really tell what was going on. Mm-hmm. It was clear there was some beef between two artists, and it was like, it was also the thing. You had Rock the Bells. You're surrounded by other fucking artists. You're not, I was sitting there talking to Mace from De La Soul about regular life shit.
I thought you meant Mace, Puffy's Mace.
No, Maceo from
that would have been way cooler.
Yo,
I'd have been like, word, is it true? All the bullshit that happened to you?
Actually, if I was able to talk to Mace, our whole conversation would be on how much we look alike. Like, yo, man, you look just like me, nigga. You look just like me, nigga. Take that. But I misjudged him because I didn't know the whole story. Mm-hmm. So I think sometimes when people say that an artist is an asshole, they have to understand this artist has a life too that happens outside of this art. That's why when people shit on, get mad at Lauryn Hill for being late, I'm like, Talib even broke it down for me. He said, you're not paying her to be on time. You're paying to hear the music. You're paying for that experience. You're paying for that feeling you got when you bought Miseducation of Lauryn Hill the first time and you listened to it.
But you're
paying for that.
We all know people that have worked with her and played. And
she's earned it.
And have said that she is not the easiest person.
She's earned the right to be difficult. If she was a white male rock star, if she was Mick Jagger, nobody would be like, oh, Mick Jagger. They'd be like, Mick Jagger's just creative. He's an artist. He's a true artist.
Bro, the Rolling Stones got people killed with their messing around at Altamont. So I'm going to agree with him.
Right.
It would just be like, oh, that happened. They hired the Hells Angels and stabbed a brother at Altamont, and they didn't get chastised for the rest of their career.
No.
He's 80 years old, still on stage with his shirt off. So
nobody will see that.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say that I can only imagine how much of an asshole I would be if people who weren't my family were falling out of trees asking me for favors all day.
Boom.
That's what I'm gonna go. Everyone you meet is talented. You just got to give them the. Hey, if you like someone like your homeboy who ain't never rapped is like, hey, just put me on the. And then they get a real attitude with you when you don't. Like they get a legit attitude and hate you because you don't.
Right.
Put them in the sphere. Nah, I'm gonna be a jerk.
Oh no, I'm dealing with that. I deal with that all the time because of who I hang out with, people think, oh, just give him my album. No,
that's some bold shit.
That's not how it fucking works. Like you barely talk to me. So now you want me to talk to my friend. Somebody. I mean, here's the thing. I don't like talking to fans or people after shows. I don't like it. I hate it. I hate half the fact that I get off stage. Now I got to entertain you off stage too. Like, I don't want to talk to you. I really don't. I don't. And it's fucked up because I'm not at a level where I should be doing that. But I feel like I need to get in practice because I'm not going to be the meet and greet after the fucking show, dude. I'm going to be like, no. I'm going home. I'm going back.
I've definitely done bigger tours with people that did not engage with their fans the way people probably expected them to.
You can't.
And it's because I think a lot of people, and this goes, whatever the fuck you do, there's weird people that like you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's weird to know people like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know you, but you know me, and this is odd.
And imagine how like
I don't
some
think that-
women
I don't think that
feel.
ever gets, to your point, I don't think that ever
Imagine
gets
if you were a
solved. I'm agreeing
woman,
with
you
yeah.
was a woman artist, and you got weird dudes coming up to you after the show, like, all right, you know,
Right.
Oh.
and it's just like that's
Bro,
even
I've been told
creepier.
that there are people in the world who like hate me because they met me one time at an art show and I was like aloof, I was stoned, I was in whatever zone I was in, and then I meet them again later and I'm like, oh, hey, nice to meet you, and they're like, you met me before, and then I hear like 6 months later that oh, so and so don't fuck
You're
with you
dead,
because you're
yeah.
mean, and I'm like, what? I was faded. I was faded at 2 parties, and I met you. I'm an introvert who barely goes out. I met you like
Right.
the 2 times that I went out, and I was fucked up both times, and I didn't remember your name, but like, no disrespect. We don't have the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at you for something
Yeah.
for a minute. It's the difference. It's the weird, like, especially me, I'm a very introverted person. So when people are like, you're you, and they know you, and then you're like, hey, like, I'm all, hey, man. And then they're like, and then you see that person again. And if you're not like, hey, buddy, they're like, you're a dick. And
Especially
it's
when
like,
I'm-
what? Like, I'm
especially
just trying to survive. And just
Especially
be
when you're not
myself.
doing something artistic, like, yo, I'm literally trying to sneak in this bathroom and do some coke.
Yeah,
why are you? Why are you
I'm
following?
peeing outside. I'm
Like-
smoking weed with my friend. You're like mid conversation with your homeboy, smoking a blunt, and someone's all, "Hey," and you're like,
Or they offer you
what?
drugs.
You know, you know.
"Oh, well, that's the come on in."
Someone told me a long time ago that someone had told them that there's no money in this industry, but the only thing you will get free is pussy and dope. And I was like,
That's
I don't do drugs.
sounds about right for the art world in general.
So, we were talking about Boomerang. We've gotten off topic.
We've gotten way off topic.
But we should bring it back. Because Danny said something about Boomerang before we started
Danny said
recording.
something about Boomerang. Chris, would you like to refresh people's memory? With
Okay,
Danny
so we're
said?
talking about
Or
how
not refresh, would you like to enlighten people what Danny said? He said it off air.
Okay, Danny, tell the people out there your feelings on Boomerang. Like, what were you telling me before we hit record?
What I was trying to say is I feel like, I grew up watching this movie, but when I hit around 21, I started seeing it in a whole different light.
True.
Where I was just like watching it and I was like, why is Eddie Murphy going after these 2 square chicks when he got, bruh, it's Grace Jones. It's Grace Jones, fam. I'm going with Strong J. The whole movie would have been different if
Yeah.
I was Eddie Murphy, because I would have been like, we naming this cologne Strong J, and this is my new fiance, right?
This is my
I'm
new
moving-
fiance,
Yo,
Strange.
Did you see the intro?
Essence
The intro to her gala, like, was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I still want to go to that. And I still want to go to that
And
party.
actually, in a way, in the way they othered Strong J, they actually made like black people who are like that seem weird, and that's wrong.
yeah, no, they're
because
lit. It's actually
I would actually feel you. I would probably have more fun with Strong J than Angela or Jacqueline. Like they both seem like
I
they
don't
were
even
very
remember
boring.
those characters' names.
we had to look it up.
So Halle Berry was Angela.
We
Yeah, I
forgot
don't-
Her name.
I know
Halle
who
Berry is
Grace-
so big. Halle
You know
Berry's
who
so
Grace
big.
Jones is, though.
Like fat.
No, she's so big as a star, Halle Berry, that every movie she's in, she's Halle Berry to me.
Yeah.
Right. No,
Well,
I
she
agree
needed
with
to-
you.
Whatever character name is, I don't fucking
She
know.
needed
I know
she
her name
needed
is
that
Isaiah.
movie. She needed Boomerang because she had to play notorious crackheads up until that point.
No, she was in Strictly Business.
Yeah, she was a crackhead in that shit. In that
She was
movie.
a chick that had all the good coke in that movie.
Yeah, she
She
was.
definitely came off like
She was a
that.
cokehead, maybe. You know what, a crackhead. But like, yeah, like, she played a crackhead in Jungle Fever and Losing Isaiah, and that led to Monsters Ball, which was after Boomerang, but still crackheadish.
Oh, Monsters Ball. Did she win an Oscar for Monsters Ball?
Yeah, playing
Yeah.
a crackhead that fucked a weird-looking white
Does
dude.
Dorothy Dandridge count as a crackhead, even though Dorothy Dandridge was like a pillhead?
Did she smoke crack?
I don't know. I
Then
doubt
she
it.
wasn't a
But
crackhead.
That was the
she
old school
60s.
equivalent of crack,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, Dorothy Dandridge.
Was that was yeah, maybe she
Go
knew
back
Bill.
and watch. Go back and watch if you get a wild hair up your patootie. What was it? Carmen.
Yeah, that was a great opera. movie.
Is that the Beyonce thing?
No, don't watch that one. Don't watch that one.
Hip opera.
If you
I was like, what?
if you watch that one again, Black History Month will never happen again. So you cannot watch that
I'm
one.
pretty sure
And my
MTV
nigga Mos
made
Def was
sure-
in that shit, and I love that nigga, but that shit was trash.
I'm pretty sure MTV made sure
No,
that
I think
can't
he
be
was
found.
the he was one of the main characters. He wasn't the romantic interest
That
of
was Mekhi Phifer.
Makai. I think Makai was the now I gotta look this
You're
shit.
right, Beyonce.
Why is the
Mekhi
Alicia
Phifer.
Keys video in that video just combining in my head now?
Same thing.
I'm like,
The fact that you
what?
forgot Harry Belafonte and fucking was it Porgy? No, that's another movie. Who did the soundtrack to Carmen? Was it Gershwin?
I think it was the Gersh. Yeah,
Like one of the great.
2001. Yeah,
that was 2001.
Makai Pfeiffer was in it, and he was the love interest.
That's funny that you
Um,
remember that Carmen.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. Because
Uh,
we were talking earlier.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Fucking Most played a cop.
oh wow.
Yeah,
Fuck
a
Most.
singing cop
Fuck Most.
or a rapping cop because it was a hip hop.
I ain't gonna call you Yassine right now. I'm disappointed, Most. You played a cop.
That's where the money's at.
That's why.
Ask Ice-T.
Hey,
If I
like
ever
20
wait,
fucking
what is
years.
Ice-T's real name? Tracy or something like that.
Tracy
It's Ice-T.
Tracy
Osborne
Morrow or
or
something like that.
Yeah.
Guess what, Tracy? You're no longer Ice-T. You're Tracy now because you play a cop.
Shit, I don't know.
I don't
that
know.
nigga come in here right now with guns.
He's
I will-
Ice. That's Ice T
That's
forever.
Ice-T. Yeah,
I don't
that
know
nigga's
Ice-T
Ice-T.
doing that now.
Doesn't he? You know what? He's been on Law and Order for 20 years. Ice-T. It says starring Ice-T.
Yeah, that's his
That's
Ice
true.
T.
That's Ice-T. Think about that for a second.
That's true.
Like, really let that set in. He's been
No.
on that show so long, he lost his hair.
And then they
Yo, there's
gave him a
people who don't
fade.
know he's a rapper, but are like, oh, that guy's named Ice T.
like that was
Has
the
no
shit that
idea
killed
he's
me
a
about him on the
rapper.
show. Why are you keeping this ponytail, my nigga? Let the ponytail go,
that
Ice.
shit go.
Look like a cop, nigga. Stop trying to look like
He does
you.
look like a cop now. He was
Yeah.
first on the show looking like a rapping nigga playing a cop.
Now he look like a cop. He look like he actually leaves
He
the
talks
set and
different.
He look like he's
goes
dressed
to
out.
cop work.
Yeah, you say he look all straight.
Okay. All right. So look, if if you had to recast Boomerang, let's say none of these people
And
were
you're-
around.
We're not doing the BET thing.
Well, just not. I'm not gonna do the gay white version of Boomerang yet. That's something down the line.
You know what I was going to tell you? Speaking of gay white version, do you remember the movie High Fidelity?
Somewhat.
They redid it with what's her name?
Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz?
I've been watching it.
How is it?
They did a great job.
It's terrible.
They did a great job.
No, I've been hearing it's really good, even though I'm kind of like I'm not feeling the black remake because we just have
But
more
does she have-
stories and we can make other stuff. Like
Does she
The
have?
only thing
everything's just so
I
remade
think we should
right
do that.
now.
I think we should remake all white classics. Like, I think we should get a black remake of 16 Candles, a black remake of Dirty Dancing. Like, the black remake of Dirty Dancing gonna be lit, my
Lit,
nigga. It's gonna be twerking.
It's gonna be called Twerk.
It's gonna be
It's gonna-
popping. It's gonna take place. Oh wait. Here's the idea. Okay, the new version of Dirty Dancing will take place during Freaknik in Atlanta during circa 1995.
That's how it starts.
That's-
off.
It's
Lit.
gonna be
I'm
a young
watching
girl.
that.
Festival at the lake.
No, it's gotta be Freaknik. It's more known. It's gonna be Freaknik, and it's gonna be a young girl down there with her parents who are there at Atlanta for some stuffy shit, and she finds out Freaknik's going on, and she meets Jerome or some nigga Deontay or whatever.
Deontay's a good name.
Deontay,
Whoever
you know,
it
he's
is
from
hangs out with
Atlanta.
T.I.
He from Atlanta. It's gonna be like you remember those dance movies? Was it Save the Land or where the
All
white
of the
girl was
movies,
dancing?
yeah, all of them.
And then she started dancing with the black guy, and they were like, "Wow, maybe we have been mean to her." Like, that's gonna be like. I think we should do that. Let's just start remaking
If
all
you're
the
gonna
white
remake-
classics.
If you're gonna remake a
Roadhouse
classic, you know
with
what I-
niggas.
If you remade Roadhouse with niggas, I would be so stoked. for
Michael
that.
J. White,
as the Patrick Swayze character.
nigga.
That sounds lit.
I would
I
watch
get
the
behind
fuck
that.
out of that.
I can get behind
I
that.
think Patrick Swayze
Wait,
is looking
wait.
down right now and being like, I'd fuck with that.
Cut this out so we don't give nobody this idea. Cut this part out so till we get the idea up and rolling. But I think that'd be good ass. That'd be.
Roadhouse, a black with Michael J. White as a Patrick Swayze character. I watched
Ooh.
the fuck out of
Who
that.
would be the old Sam?
The bad black
No, the who would be the dude that's his mentor? Was the
Sam.
what's his
the guy's
name?
Sam Elliott.
Yeah. See, I remember white names.
You know what? Sam Elliott was in that commercial with the rapper. The I think he's gay. The country rapper, is he gay?
Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
Is
Am I making that up?
dude?
Am I making
No,
it up
he came
or
out the closet.
Okay. He's the guy in the commercial with him whose mustache is doing the wave and shit.
I haven't seen.
He's still alive. I think you keep him.
Nah, it's a black cast.
No,
who's his black equivalent?
We'd make it Roadhouse like you don't have to.
But he got killed. Remember, he got killed in that Roadhouse. So he
did get killed.
Yeah.
Clap it up.
So we gotta find a black equivalent because we're gonna retell the story. It's gonna be this.
Snipes.
Yes.
And give Wesley Snipes a big gray, like a long gray.
Well, by the time we get this movie rolling, Wesley Snipes will probably have a big gray beard, so it won't be a stretch.
Like a wizard beard.
Or Michael Kenneth Williams from
like who's
Omar.
around? Like who from the black exploitation era is around that does like Jim Brown is around?
No, that's too old.
He walks like his knees hurt.
They gotta be 80s. It's gotta be the 80s era. It can't be 70s. It gotta be 80s niggas. So we talk Carl Weathers maybe.
Carl Weathers would be great.
Oh yeah, he's pretty funny too.
Who's the 80s? What happened to Billy Blanks? Remember
what y'all do to him?
That nigga had the tie bow. And then
I know he's got like
somewhere chilling. I think he's on an island.
Oh, that tie. Well, he
right
set
now.
off that shit.
I heard he was in a whatchamacallit in the valley somewhere. He was teaching that shit in the valley.
Oh, okay. I was like, I know he's somewhere paid though. I know that.
As fuck.
Yeah.
As fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a horrible actor.
Okay, so Roadhouse, we got that cast. Boomerang, who do we recast? Like, I mean, who plays Marcus?
Can Jamie Foxx pull off the Eddie Murphy role?
Jamie Foxx can pull off Marcus. I think Jamie Foxx has that versatility that he can do drama, and I think
Can your boy Yassine Bey pull off the Marcus role?
No, he's not. He's not goofy enough. He's
Really?
funny, but he's not goofy enough. Like he could pull off.
Like
Yassine could pull off. He could pull off David Allen Greer's character possibly, or he could pull off Martin's
Lawrence's
character.
Like it almost needs to be like maybe like actors we almost don't know.
But no, we can't do that because they
You know
suck.
what I'm saying? No, like good. Like there's people on the come
I feel
up.
what you're saying. I feel what you're saying.
Bruh. What's up with Lakeith? Who does Lakeith play? Marcus.
Lakeith would play. No, Lakeith would play fucking Lawrence's character.
Martin Lawrence's character.
Yeah.
No,
I think that would be
could
good.
play Eddie Murphy's character. No.
I think it would be good as Martin's character because that's like
Eddie is.
he don't come off like that kind of guy, and it would be acting, and he is funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
he could like watch the movie and be like, "Oh, you want me to go in that bag?" And then like,
do you guys know him from when he was here doing the movie?
No,
You just know him?
I just
don't
watched
know.
enough of his stuff.
I
And
just
his
know the
interviews.
niggas got the most
He was here.
ghetto, fantastic name ever.
Lakeith, I want to say this. I want to say this. I want to give this man his props. If I ever meet him, I want to give him his props. So he was here, and there was a scene where he gets like shit dumped on him or something in the movie. I can't remember the exact scene. And they shot a lot of it here and built a lot of sets out here. And so he had to take a shower afterwards. And I remember he walked by me. Because I lived here for years, and he walked by me, and I knew they were filming constantly, so there would just be weird shit happening, whatever. Videos shot here all the time. He walks by, and they were like, we don't want to take, and he had to take a shower, so he wouldn't take a shower in our shower, which is, it has its moments, and so he needed a new shower curtain. He didn't ask for much, a new shower curtain and a new shower mat, and there was never a shower mat in there. So I was like, okay, he wants to take that nasty towel off the floor. So I went to take a shower after they had left, and they were like, we're going to leave all the stuff in here if you guys don't mind. I was like, thank you, oh so much. So thank you, Lakeith, for getting us the shower curtain, which is still here.
Dirty punk shower. Cleaned up a dirty punk house shower.
The mat is now gone, but the mat was a lovely addition to that bathroom.
Yeah, I called and ordered a pizza about an hour and 20 minutes ago, and I was trying to see if it's on its way.
He's like, we stuck in the Black Joy Parade right now.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Thank you.
Wow.
Where'd you call from Basil?
Man, I call Round Table because I'm.
They stuck. They fucked up.
There's really a Black Love Parade. There was
Black Joy Parade.
I was not kidding. It looks like half Atlanta, downtown Oakland right now, bro. There's more black people.
That's because.
Nah. I'm serious, bro. It's low key popping outside.
Well, if he gets on the freeway and comes around, he'll be fine.
Yeah. But they probably won't.
What? It's called Black Joy.
Yeah.
Is it? I should know about this.
Well, you're black.
Yeah. No.
Did we all get a call?
We did,
I think it was on
but you
Facebook and
don't hang out
Instagram.
with black people.
I don't really hang out with anybody. I hang out with all these kids.
Yeah, exactly. You would know. I didn't know. I forgot about it. That's why I booked.
Black joy.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm always black and joyful, so I don't need a parade. You know what I'm saying, my nigga? Look at my face. I'm always
It
black
kind of
and
reminded
joyful.
me, it just looks like barbecue on Wild Black because you're like, where'd all these black people come from? I know you came from out of town. Like,
Yeah.
y'all don't live here no more.
You guys
like,
used to live here. Now y'all live
yeah,
in
it's
Antioch.
like,
You know what we should do?
We got everyone's population.
We should
it
take
for
a
the
smoke
day.
break.
Take a break.
We need to take a smoke break. This is because here's the thing, people. At the Chris Riggins Show, we are pro 420, and we can't smoke in this studio because these niggas is pussies. No, I'm kidding.
Tell them why.
I don't know why.
Expensive
really-
equipment.
I just don't want my room to smell like pot.
Wow, that's so.
I'm currently battling with that where I just got a projector. So I'm like in my room watching Netflix blowing up on the wall. And I'm like, I want to go outside and not smoke this blunt in my bed. But you see how this is set up right now? Like I kind of,
It's
I feel you because now I'm like looking
Everyone
for
smokes
air
pot.
diffusers. Now I'm looking for
Yes,
diffusers.
if everyone
and
smokes pot and you don't, who's wrong? You.
we were taking a break.
Wait.
Oh no.
I gotta roll it up first.
Oh my God.
So we gotta finish our boomerang thing. Like you guys,
You don't have to edit that all
we,
together.
We gotta fill our leading ladies in our new boomerang. Who do we like?
Who is going to be in this cast?
Now I'm gonna
when we
put it
return?
out there that we could bring Robin Gibbons back for Jacqueline.
We will come back shortly.
We just smoked and ate pizza, and I feel more complete. I feel like the show is full circle now. The show is completely everything it has to be. Jason, give it up for Jason Myles. He's my producer and co-host, and we have Danny King, aka
What's up?
Safety First, in the house. Ithaca's finest.
What's up,
out
Ithaca,
here in
New
the
York?
Bay
How's
for
it going?
15 years. So, tell us more about the art world, man. Like, what is your vision in art? What do you do?
What I do is, I would say, I've been putting this together for a minute. I'm just trying to put. Oh, there's so many different things I be trying to do with my art, but overall, it's like I'm trying to put images and thoughts from like Black people out into the world that are like mostly positive and
Mostly.
and putting out everything. I'm putting out.
That's a beautiful portrait of that man holding a 40.
Mostly positive.
That could be the portrait, but it's like I feel like our images should be controlled by us and not by the media. So that's what I feel like when I'm painting. That's like the overall message, and even when it's like maybe I'm talking about the future, or I'm talking about the past, or you know what I'm saying, or even if it's like an abstract painting that's just.
And painting is your medium.
Yeah, I do.
Future.
I would say mostly. I would call it 2D art. You know what I'm saying, like flat.
Okay, so but like
I
okay.
paint.
So artists, you guys use like what do you use? Acrylics? What do you? I don't know the terminology. Is.
What's my medium?
Like I know your medium, but I don't know how to.
Man, the world's my medium. What you mean?
Like
Like everything. But I mean, it's like everything. Like, cause like I feel like a painting could have like acrylic paint, spray paint, pencils, pen. Like, I always think back to when I was a kid starting out painting. A lot of my supplies were like my mom's office supplies. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Like it was like, what can I get my hands on that has color?
Stealing office supplies. That's real life America kind of right there.
I have a question for you, Mr. Danny.
Yeah.
Earlier, we were
Mr. Danny.
You got to say it like you're black from the South.
Mr. Danny.
You ever had a white friend have a child and have them refer to you as like Mr. Chris? Say hi to Mr. Chris.
No.
Like, why the fuck is it driving Miss Daisy all of a sudden?
All white kids refer to me as Massa.
Quick question. We talked about like making it quote unquote in our perspective worlds of art, entertainment, whatever.
Right.
Expertise.
What for you would be the sign that you have quote unquote made it?
I quote unquote made it. I think it would be. I think it's every black man's. I made it. Like I bought my mom a crib.
Gotcha.
I'm helping take care of my family.
Yo, that's dope.
Taking care of myself isn't even a question. Like that's just already handled. You know what I'm saying? Like I make enough money to like.
That's so nice.
To just paint. You know what I'm saying? That would be. I'm making enough money to just paint.
I'm cutting everybody off.
And I just said my mama. I didn't say I was helping everyone.
I didn't
You're not
stutter.
gonna Michael Vick it?
I didn't
I
stutter.
don't even what. I'm not going to fight dogs. I don't. What? What?
Let's hope not.
No, Michael. That's one of the reasons why he got caught up in.
I'm not going to loan. I'm not going to loan my shady homeboys a bunch of money so they can do whatever with it.
Like
I might could do that. I might could get caught out. That
honestly,
I'm like.
I think that's all I'm gonna do.
Might be a
I'm
problem.
starting a loan sharking business. I'm gonna hire some people to break legs. You know, I figure like nobody ever goes from the legit business to the illegit business, so I'll be that one. You know, like
I'm trying to say, is that true?
He struggled as a comedian, made it to the top, and then started pushing more dope than anybody.
John Forte went to. Did he go from rapping and like
to selling liquid
coke?
But was he ever not selling coke? That's the thing.
I don't know.
I actually know I should watch Talib's podcast.
I watched it.
What did he say? I didn't watch it.
About selling the coke?
I don't watch it.
He said he was a middleman and he had no idea that somebody. It's the same story. I think the problem with black drug stories is that we tell lies and we start to believe the lies through the rappers that were telling lies, through the movies that tell lies. And we forget that the reason why people get caught isn't because of great government technology. It's because somebody got caught doing something stupid
and
that
snitched.
person told.
I would.
Like every single time.
Every single time.
That's why I stay away from crime, because I snitch.
Ask the coach.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And I know that's the consequence of being a snitch, so I just stay away from it because, nigga, I'm snitching. I'm telling on everybody. I'm like, and he had on some red shoes that day because I complimented his shoes. I thought they was a little odd to be wearing bright red shoes to a bank robbery because it's so obvious that somebody's going to remember that.
If you go by his house at 7:45,
I'd be like, his mom had made grits that morning because she offered us some, but I knew I was a little nervous because we was about to rob a bank and I didn't feel like I could do it.
on a full stomach.
And I'd give your birthday. Don't tell me shit.
That's if the Cocaine Cowboys. They had this super elaborate operation where they're dropping kilos of coke with shit on there. They can find it. What do you call tracking shit?
Yeah.
They got caught because of DeLorean. John DeLorean got busted with a bunch of dope, and he knew one of the higher ups in the operation and that dude gave up the whole operation.
It sounds like a smart thing to do.
Similar thing with Felix Mitchell here. When cats get caught, they start giving up more ass because those dudes throw all that time on you. That was part of the whole war on drugs too. I can throw all this time on you. So when we watch shows like, and again, I love Law and Order, but when you watch shows like that where they're like, we're fighting against this real tough defense lawyer. That's not how it works. The district attorney comes out and throws a shit ton of charges on somebody, and they get to yapping.
Of course.
Watch Goodfellas again. And
self-preservation is human nature.
Oh
yeah, for real.
I mean,
I watch all. There's been like a slew of all them old mob dudes have been coming out of prison. All of the old drug dealers have come out of prison, and now and so they do these interviews, and it's every single one of them either told or got told on, bro.
There was no
stay away.
There was no intel. like people want to think that there's this big
Oh no! You were not being followed by
get a job,
FBI.
kids.
Somebody, and usually the person
job's
that
gonna
snitches is
suck.
somebody that got
The job's
slighted
gonna
too.
suck,
It's like
but your homeboy
like you never
balling.
seen all those movies and like all the drug dealer movies. There's always that one dude that gets slighted and then he just like,
money.
Rest in peace, Nino Brown, man. Like that was another movie I plan to talk about. We're gonna talk about New Jack City another time because New Jack City is a movie that's very underappreciated in the fact that Nino Brown was the greatest character ever written. His lines, fuck that whole bitch.
He was definitely one of the greatest villains. He definitely doesn't get his respect as one of the greatest movie
greatest
villains.
villains. Like you hated him, but you cheered for him at the same time. Like, come on, Nino. Well, you.
But
fucked
did
it.
he start that whole like I can't wait to be a drug dealer shit, like glorifying that whole thing?
No,
the movie at the end of at its core was supposed to be a just say no movie.
I feel like
Fast
nah,
Money.
because he got his ass whooped by Ice-T. Like he gets shot by the
That's
old
not
man.
even the worst. Yeah, getting shot by the old man and falling.
Yeah, he gets clapped by the old man
Hey.
and falls like 4 stories. It's not.
I got a story
like
about
kids,
that old
it's
man.
Not tight. Like it's,
I got a story about that old man, but
Oh,
I can't. I'm gonna tell it on the episode we do about New Jack City.
Okay.
Because I feel like we gotta get people to come back.
and I
and
feel
listen.
like even that movie shows you the facts. It's like, bro, you only gonna get 5 years to ball out. Period.
What
Then they're
happens
gonna-
when they
then-
infiltrate the
Then
Carter
the
nigga?
police is coming for
everybody
you.
But doesn't everybody think the same thing? Like to the Michael Vick point, everybody says that. Well, if I had all that money, I would blah blah and blah. And it's like you said, if I could take care of my family, if you it only takes one dumb cousin.
That's
It
true.
only takes one shitty uncle
Yeah.
to ruin the whole
Paid in
thing.
full.
Well, that's why. But you
One
know
thing.
why? When they come up to you, jibber jabbering about a business, and there ain't no damn business plan, don't give them no money. Like they're
Sometimes
not
it's-
serious.
Well, that's why I say cut everybody off. There's no conversation. You don't even have my number.
Didn't Ice Cube do that?
How are you going to get in contact with
Is
me
that
if
what
you
you
don't know
seriously
where I
talk to-
fucking
Yeah.
live? That's
They can
my
cut
goal.
people off.
My goal is to get to a point where I can live somewhere where if somebody comes to visit me, I know 10 minutes before they get to my front door and have time to arm myself. And or I don't, I'm not a people person as people think. I'm a people I know person. you understand that? You understand that sentiment?
It's really real. And then I can only imagine, like you were saying, homeboy cut his family. I can only imagine if every Thanksgiving dinner just turned into like an argument about why you're not giving someone money for their car wash / barbecue business they just thought of.
And
They're
that's
just like, you have to fund the whole thing and you're going to be a part of it. But there's like no actual planning. And they're like, well, you can figure out how to do that. And you're like, no, I don't want to do any of this.
it's like even when I go out to eat with my rich friends, I know they're paying for the whole meal, but I always pull my wallet out in a gesture of, hey, do you want me to cover? You know I got this. I know, but I just want you to show that, like, I'm not planning on paying. Trust
Right,
me.
I definitely have
it's
some more
the
paid.
gesture of that I would pay if this meal wasn't $2,000.
I can't front. I have some more paid homies where I feel like I just wind up doing this, like, and I'm just going to put a $20 tip down.
Here's my
I'll
20
leave the tip, don't
I know
worry.
the
Was
bill
it
was
delirious?
$300
It's
and
my
y'all paid for me,
65
but
cents.
I'm going to leave $20 tip.
I won't tell who told me this story, but I'll tell the story. I know a guy that worked with the Guns N' Roses dudes, most of them, and he was telling me a funny story about how they got coffee. Once one of them went down to get coffee, like at Starbucks, and he was I'll run down and get coffee, and he got everybody coffee. But they're pretty big stars,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone's getting their drink or whatever. And like you said, as a gesture of good faith, he handed dude a couple bucks. He said dude took it right out of his hand, put it in his pocket. He said, the motherfuckers that came up like that take all the money. Like, they're not going to be like, they'll look at you like, you said you were giving me $5. It's like, bitch, you have 300 million.
No.
Chilling in the bank.
Exactly. That's why I have
Stop
300
pocket.
million chilling in
Stop
the bank.
pocket watching.
Because I take
Stop pocket
money.
watching.
Stop fucking.
Yeah, it's none of your. What's in my bank account is none of your business.
You said you was finna.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's very
If I
true.
fly, you was going to buy.
Right, that's what you said.
Man of your word?
Give
And
me
we all hanging out
that
though, right?
bread.
Because that's what it feels like. It's like, are you gonna bro down? And I feel like that's the next level. When you was like, remember when you was like 14 through 16, and you might have had you some 19 through 20-year-old friends.
Yep.
You go to their crib the third time, you gotta bring some beer, some weed over here or
Nigga,
something.
why?
You got it. Yeah.
That's why I
Right?
used
So
to carry
it
swishers
don't
around.
matter. They millionaires. It's like, bro, like, are we regular people or are we just a come up? Are you like
Yeah.
Are
a
we
leechy
adults?
person?
More or
Are
less,
we
are we
adults? Yeah, man.
adults? Let's behave like adults. Like, you know, like, let's stop counting favors between friends. Like, I can't stand a motherfucker that's like, well, I got that last time. You know, nigga, how about we just get it when we get it, nigga?
Just say
You
the
one
real
that
shit.
invited
Say
me to
I don't
ice
got no
cream.
money.
I didn't want ice cream today.
Say some real shit. Hey, I'm out, but I don't got no money.
The realest niggas in the world. You call them up, hey, man, let's go out drinking tonight. Let's go out and party. Yeah, man, I would love to, but I ain't got no money. This is a pivotal moment in this conversation because you can either say, oh, man, I hear you, bro. Well, next time. Or you can say, you know what, my
I
nigga,
got you
I
tonight.
got you. Don't worry about it.
Is
I was
that
gonna
how
say-
you know a real friend?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's honesty. Like,
Or
upfront.
even like a real, that could be a real,
Just dude.
real acquaintance, a real person who just wants your company. Because I've been that person where I'm like, hey, I can't go out
Yeah.
and had
And
someone
I've
be
definitely
like,
been the person, nigga, come on, I got you.
and then it's like, and I've also had the nights where I'm like sitting at the house and I'm like, oh, I don't got no money. And then I just go out and like somehow I'm like pouring Hennessy all over myself while I try to escape from a garbage bag of weed.
Oh,
in the
you're
middle
talking
of a
about
nightclub.
Tuesdays.
And I'm like, whoa, how did this happen? And I wake up in the morning like,
He's
how did
referring
that
to
happen?
our old Tuesday nights.
So it's like, even on that, it's like just go out, be honest with people,
Don't be an asshole.
say what's going on, and if you can't match up, just admit to it.
But that's so hard, right? Doesn't
The
it, like,
two
hit your
rules of life
pride?
is drink water and don't be an asshole. It should be simple.
I'm trying to drink more water. The asshole part is very difficult.
Well, there's the problem. There's
The asshole part
assholes.
is inescapable. You're going to be an asshole to somebody. Just
There's
deal with that.
assholes that you want to fuck, and then there's assholes that shit on everybody. You know what I mean? And a lot of times people are assholes, and then you have to be an asshole to fuck that up. So you're the shitting on asshole. Like, you got to shit on this asshole because this motherfucker's getting out of line. You know, but you have to know when to cut it off.
So speaking of assholes that shit on everybody, recently it came out that Dwayne Wade's son wants to be identified as a female. Am I saying that right?
I think the proper pronoun is she wants to be known as a female now.
She is Dwayne
already.
Wade had a son who now wants to be known as a female.
Yes, she is taken.
And I don't
on.
say that any sort of disrespect. I'm not
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
say
yeah.
it
Well, you're
like-
describing the situation.
Yeah, I'm just trying to describe the
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
And Dwayne Wade just kind of was like, all right, this is my daughter.
What's he gonna do?
So you took some flack on the interwebs
I always
for
take flack.
defending his choice to do that.
Yeah, I did.
So why did you defend that choice?
Because it's not your fucking kid. It's just so fucking simple. Like, my kids go to school with, I would say, close to hundreds of kids. I don't give a fuck about any of those fucking kids they go to school with. My daughter has a best friend. Give a fuck if that kid comes home tomorrow. I don't give a shit.
Damn.
That's not my kid. My job is to raise and watch my kids. Now, my goal is to have happy kids. So if my daughter comes to me and says, Dad, I want to be a boy, I'm going to be like, be the best boy you can be. What's up? You know what I mean? Because it's nothing you're going to like. How many of us have been told something by our parents not to do, and we go do the shit any fucking way?
My life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like a lot of adults forget about that part
And we
about being a
sneak
kid.
around and do it. Like when we started smoking weed, our Myles didn't want to smoke. We snuck around to smoke weed anyway. We did outside the house
Bruh,
where it was
yeah.
dangerous. We could have probably fucking got killed.
I knew a
But
handful
guess
of
what?
kids that was trapping already by high school, and they were like hide their other clothes at their friend's house.
Oh
and,
my
and we
God.
all knew girls in middle school
Who
or high
brought
school
the extra clothes in the
who-
bag?
who hid clothes at their friend's house or brought
Come
they
on.
Yeah.
more revealing clothes to school and switched back and forth. Hey, your kids are about to do whatever they
The
want.
fuck they want to do.
And I don't know if all
And guess
kids
what?
have this, but I remember there was a point where I was like, nah, this is who I am, and I'm fitting to break y'all. Like
Break
y'all
y'all.
are fitting to understand
shouldn't
that
have
there's
to do
nothing
that.
that's going to change. Like this
So, like,
is
this-
like,
Yeah.
Parents,
you
that
know what I'm
support
saying?
their
Like,
kids,
I want to paint. I want to do this. I'm going to do that. Like,
As a painter,
and things have changed for sure, and
Oh, yeah.
since high school. But like, I'm just saying, there became a time when I was like, this is who I am. I hear what y'all are saying, but I'm not feeling that right now. You know what I'm saying? And like that's just what I feel like.
like the goal
Parents
of parenting,
forget about that.
The
I
goal
think
of parents
totally
is
forget
the goal of
forget that.
parenting is to guide the kid.
Or
You're not
adults
to
forget
control
that
the kid.
about
It's-
kids.
You got to realize, okay, here's the thing. You had sex. You made a baby. The baby depends on you for everything, probably till it's about 8. And I mean everything as far as in learning how to walk, talk, shit, whatever, eat. You know, that's up. They learn, and then they spend the rest of their life watching what the fuck you do, and they copy it. They just copy what you do. So if you're acting like an idiot, they're gonna act like fucking idiots. You know, it's and here's what you got to do with kids. You gotta see where they're going, and then if they're about to fall off, okay, get back in there. You know, you remember your goal, your path was you said you wanted to be a singer. Boom. All right, look, don't your job is not to control your kid's life, because once they turn a certain age, they're not spending majority of their time with you. I mean, especially in this environment, now you put your kids in daycare at 2, 3 years old. They're at the daycare for 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours a day, and they're seeing you maybe for 4 or 5 hours a day. So guess what? Your kid is not your kid anymore. Your kid is the world's kid, and the world is going to have its influences. The thing is, you just have to be an influence as well. And you have to teach your kid how to deal with the other influences. What D. Wade is doing is he's not saying, hey, this is easy, I'm accepting this. He's not saying, hey, I believe in it. What he's saying is, if this is the road my kid is going to go, I'm going to be the best supportive dad I can be, because I'd rather my kid come to me and say, hey, Dad, I feel like I want to be a girl, than my kid living this lie and then at 18 going to get some fucked up surgery in a fucking studio like this. You know what I mean?
real. Yeah.
Because he couldn't come to me and
or
say
depressed and killed himself.
depressed and kill himself. Drug habit. It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
All of
it's
that, yeah.
it's like you're thinking of this like little small thing when there's a whole life that's gonna be led. And this life now has just been improved because this kid is like, yo, my dad loves me no matter what. I could do whatever the fuck I want to do in this world. I could be whatever I want to be, and I'll be it. You know what I mean? Like,
Why do you think you got so much flack from mostly black men?
because they
People are
hate the
homophobic.
gays.
You think it's as simple as just being
Yeah, it's just
homophobic?
plain
I think that's
homophobia.
it. That's
It's
it. There's
plain
no
homophobic
other-
because what's happening is he said this child is trans. Trans has nothing to do with sexuality. It's gender. You know what I mean? Like a sexuality is like, yo, gay, straight, bi, whatever. You know, that's sexual orientation. But when you're talking about transgender, it's in the name gender. This person is just deciding to live as the other gender or feels more comfortable living as the other gender, which also could mean she could still fuck women. You know what I mean? It's like there's transgender women that like women, transgender men that like men. It's transgender men that like women, cis women. You know, it's. I mean, truthfully, at the end of it doesn't really matter because it's not your fucking life.
Yeah, it's none of my business. That's how
It's
I mean,
honestly,
It really isn't.
it's very weird because
Why do you think people feel so empowered to have a voice in someone else's life and feel that their opinion should be valid in that person's
because
life?
I got the like button.
It's okay. It's okay to
like
be
button,
homophobic. It's like
people don't
acceptable.
understand.
It's still pretty much
That like button is
society acceptable. Like it's become unacceptable to like outright say certain words. You know what I mean? But it's still acceptable to be homophobic.
oh yeah, it's still the behavior
Like,
is still there.
I don't see like that. I mean, the people are trying to correct that, but like it's still just like word vomit. You
That's
know what
why
I'm
the
saying?
like button is so a button that people just they hit it and don't even really understand what the like button is. The like button is a way to agree with some fucked up shit without saying I agree. It's a way of hiding behind somebody else to say, yeah, I believe that shit. You know, instead of being somebody who has an opinion on their own. And then what happens to the person who's saying the fucked up shit? They're like, look, 10 people liked it. That means they agree with me. That means I'm right. So fuck what you talk about.
Right, no, real. That's pretty
And,
real.
Yeah. Oh, you got facts. But did you know that I got 10 likes, nigga? I got 100 likes. All these people like, look, I got a heart. Somebody hearted this shit. Somebody loved this shit. Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you say.
Now you have some pretty. There's always satiric banter in a lot of your comments between you and some of the people you know, because you do know a lot of comedians. But there's also a lot of vitriol in a lot of the things that come out of what you say. And I know recently, to that Dwayne Wade point, you kind of doubled down on that because is he a rapper? Bootsy? Am I saying
Boozy?
Boozy?
Little Boozy.
Oh yeah, a little
Boozy badass. Little Boozy badass.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We taking parental advice from a nigga named Lil Boozy Badass.
He sent his son to a prostitute?
No, what it was I further read the story. I guess when his son was 11, he said something about when he turns 14, he's gonna get a woman to suck his dick, and that to
That's
me
so
is
weird.
just so fucking.
Boozy had
I
some
couldn't
comments.
imagine
That would weird.
wanting to even know about what my kid was doing with their dick.
That would
Well,
scar
Boozy's
the
very
fuck out
concerned
of
about
me.
Oh
dicks.
my god, that would be terrifying.
Boozy's
I'm
very
sorry.
he's very
If
very
my
concerned.
mom or my dad
Yeah.
was like, "We going to this hooker because you can't," and to start yelling about being gay, I would be like, "What's happening right now?
Yeah.
What? I just want to fucking watch videos. Like that's all I want to
The
do.
video box is on. Like it's like he
I want to go jerk off in shame because I'm confused about what's going on. I don't want to
I
go
don't wanna
to
know
a
why you
woman with
worried
you.
about my
What is he
dick.
talking about?
And Boosie's really worried about D Wade's child's
He had made
penis.
some comments about
He
it.
was like, "Don't cut that boy's dick off." And I'm like, "Well, first of all, a lot of transgender people live their lives without cutting off their genitals. That's just something that some of them do, but not all of them. And the fact that you're worried about what a 12-year-old is going to do with their penis is very disturbing to me. It's,
Like he's upset about it.
he's like upset about again,
oh, man.
Boozy. They didn't say they cutting off your dick.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't
They
really.
didn't even
get
say anything
why,
about
like,
cut the dick
yeah,
off.
It's like
There was no story about this sex change. It was just trans. Trans and sex change are two different things, people. I mean, they might be different. I don't know. Point is, it just sounds stupid to be tripping off of what somebody else does with their penis.
point is, it's none of my business. It's none of your business.
It's none of my business at all. I'm speaking
He's
from
not
a
raising
person.
that kid to be a serial killer. He's not doing a fucking Dexter, people.
Oh, no,
He's not teaching.
that's-
He's not training his kid to
No.
like
No, I
wear
saw a
girls'
meme.
clothes and kill your son.
I
so
saw a
what the
meme.
fuck are you
I saw
tripping
a
about?
meme. There was a meme online where it said, "Would you rather have a gay son or a son in prison?" And
Wow, why
the-
are those my
what?
options?
Those are the options. And the amount of people
Every
that said
time a gay son. I don't want my
prison.
kid going to prison.
The amount of
What the
times
fuck?
people said prison over
want my
gay,
child
I was
free.
like, what?
Hold on, people. Time out.
Wait, what? So I gotta.
makes
Who
up
are
the
these
rules
people?
to
Who
the
are
meme?
like?
I'm like, memes are created by stupid people. Well, no, here's the
No, memes are just
actually-
created by anyone.
No,
Anyone
here's the
can
thing.
create a
No.
meme.
Here's what happens. The good memes are created by smart people to play on stupid people's emotions. Then stupid people try to copy memes and they make note. Like the memes you read when you're like, what the fuck did that say? That's the memes by the stupid people. But the memes that you read that have a very precise agenda, you're like, okay, a smart motherfucker put that together. And these dumb motherfuckers is going to debate it for the next 16 hours and talk about how everybody is.
It blew my.
You're
that
not
blows
ready
my
for that
mind.
conversation.
You know what? I think I think I did see that whole like meme. I remember looking at it going like, I don't get the choices. Like those are some shitty choices. Like, is that your outlook on what being black is as a black man? Like, either they're gonna live in Atlanta or the jailhouse.
It's
I feel like
well, no,
for
it's also
small-minded people, that's definitely what they think. It's
well, they
like
think
some-
being gay is the same as being a criminal. Like in their mind, in a lot of their minds, being gay is the same as doing something bad. And you're like, I mean, I could see if it was a bunch of gay dudes just running around fucking people in the ass for no reason. Yeah, sure. We gotta
That's out
stop.
of pocket. Yeah,
We
that's-
gotta stop these gays.
That's rape on
But
rape.
then,
No one
but
wants
then they
that.
wouldn't even be gays. They'd be like, we got to stop these rapists. Like, it's like, who gives a fuck who?
Yeah, that's just called
They're
rape, man.
raping people. Who gives a fuck if they're gay?
What gender?
Who
What's
cares?
happening?
They're
No
raping
one cares
people.
about that part. It's like just make that stop.
Come on.
Rapes.
Yeah, just I mean, then, but even then, it's still kind of like you can't blame all the gays. You got to blame these raping gays, and they're not even. They're just raping.
I don't even
Yeah.
think it's even a bad option. Like my kid was gay, I wouldn't fucking care. You know what
I'd
I'm
be
saying?
juicing my kid was gay. I'd be like, this house.
I was actually talking. You know
decorated.
what? I was actually kind of. It's fucked up, but you could probably get fucking cursed at for saying some shit like this. But I was like, if my son came home and was like, "I'm gay," I would instantly just be like, "I don't gotta get worried about you getting a girl pregnant all through high school no more." Sick.
Like the biggest relief.
Right?
Woo! Ooh.
Look,
So you gonna just
go in
sail
your
through
top
high
drawer. Your
school?
mama got some lube. That's yours now.
Yeah,
Have
we'll
fun,
go get
nigga.
some new shit. We'll get some new ones.
Have fun, nigga.
Yeah, like
Just think about this. You about to live a kidless life, nigga. Have fun, nigga.
You finna
so
ball
much-
out.
son, you're gonna have so much money.
You're gonna have so much
Yeah.
money.
You're gonna be rich.
My son taking care of
My
me.
son's-
I would just
I'd
know.
be
I was like, I'm going
bragging.
to the Flyers retirement
know-
home. It's gonna be so fly. Yo, my shit's
You know
gonna
my
be
son
nice.
sucks dick. So
Who paid for that? My gay son.
my gay
kidless
son.
Everyone in the
Love that gay
in
guy.
the, in the old folks home and be like, damn, you got some nice pajama sets. Son came through. You feel me?
I would be at, I would be at
Your shit's
every
decorated real
pride.
nice.
I would
Son
be
came
at
through.
pride just living my best life. Like, yo,
Nigga, I would be one of them.
I
I'd
ain't
be
gotta work
hugging-
no more because my gay son. Like,
So there you go.
Oh, even speaking of that,
So being gay-
did any of y'all watch that show on Netflix, Sexual Education or Sex Education or Sex
No.
Ed? It's in the UK or something.
no.
Is that? I saw some weird fucked up game show. Oh, is that the one where the old people date young people?
Nah. It's
Wow, what
okay.
the
Nah.
fuck do
No,
you
I
be
don't know
watching,
what you
Jason?
watching. I don't know what channels on
Whoa.
Pornhub you looking
Hold
at,
on,
bro.
what you talking about?
Hold
Let's
on.
talk about
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Let's
What on
expand
exit
upon
videos
that
are
show.
you watching, fam? What did you
I
just
mean,
say?
I know the incest is big on the internet porn, but
No, it was on Netflix. They had a show. I forget the name of it. But it's
Nah.
about older people dating younger people, but not like kids. Like they're in their 70s.
I mean, if you're in your 70s and you're dating a 30-year-old, you're dating a kid. Because when you were 30, that motherfucker wasn't alive.
Yeah, that's
so
wild. That's
Those
wild.
people
That's
No.
gross.
watch that one. It was a hard
Nah,
one.
I
this-
think old people.
This is
that
about some
yeah.
kids in high school. They go into their sexuality shit. There's one kid, his mom is a sex therapist.
Oh, this got
So he's fucking kind of trying to be a sex therapist in high school, but his homeboy is a gay black kid, gay African kid. And like
Wow.
and you would expect
Step that gay up.
you would expect her to be like, you're just like, oh shit, the parents are gonna be fucked up. Whole family, I feel like the family was chill to him. And the dad was just like being on some like very like, you gotta protect yourself. And every time I thought the dad was gonna say some homophobic type shit, he would like be like, kind of stop and think and then say something that was like, I just want you to protect yourself, because I feel like he was getting herbed a lot. That
I
black
don't
kids
know
getting herbed.
too many black gay guys that can't fight.
So like,
I don't know any. Truthfully, all the black gay guys I know probably whoop ass.
Do you think?
yeah,
that's where a
no,
lot
but
of
that's still but my point is, I thought it was cool to see the dad have his son's back
not
and not get
stereotypical.
caught up.
That's because they wrote it. It was written by white people. I want
you
to
still-
say
Well,
it's
we
written
know
by
that
a-
most of our favorite
I
all
want it to
black
be
shows
written
was
like
written by
for
white
real.
people.
Talking about earlier.
Oh my God! Yeah, no,
Most of our favorite all black shows
we
was
can't
written
even
by
put
white
that on
people.
this
That's not even the
podcast because
point.
this is a podcast celebrating that movie. We can't even release that information.
But to
Chris,
your
hey,
point about-
everyone, Chris is sad because he found out Boomerang was written by some white people.
Jewish dudes at that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Chris sound like
Damn, it's like I thought
black
Eddie
girls
wrote
when they
that shit.
found out that Phoebe Snow was white.
Who's Phoebe Snow?
Bruh, singer-songwriter from the 70s that made like, you would think she was black. If I played her right now, you
Have
would
ever seen
swear
black-
she was
Have you ever
black.
seen black people find out that
The old boy, Michael McDonald, is not.
Bobby Caldwell?
Oh yeah,
Bobby Caldwell
Yeah,
was
yeah,
white?
that's pretty funny.
Did you know Bobby Caldwell was white?
I did.
He's
think-
not just
no,
white, he's
there's-
a goofy looking.
There's like reaction videos on YouTube where people are like, "Oh, what the? Oh, what the fuck?"
You can't be playing with black people like that.
You're like, serious? You didn't know that?
You can't be playing with black people like that. That's
I feel like it's this-
song ever too.
Like,
I feel
remember
like
Lisa
it's just
Stansfield
people
came
just
out?
never looked into music or saw record covers or like
Because
or
he
like
was
Googled these
before
people.
the MTV generation.
But still, like being like, I'm not like a
And some niggas
crazy
go to
music nerd, but when they started making all those sample compilations, I kind of Googled some names and
Like,
you
was
see these
niggas
people?
not going to his shows? I mean, it seems like we the only ones that listen to his music. Was niggas not at the shows?
I mean, I've seen Bobby Caldwell touring recently because on Spotify it tells you.
Is
when
he doing the
people are coming.
Chitlin circuit?
He does like the old people circuit. The
the
county
cottage
kids
cheese
and shit.
circuit. Is that what that would be
I
called?
mean, this happens to
The
a lot.
AA is that the AARP circuit?
Egg salad
Every
circuit.
now
he
and
plays
then.
he plays those shows with people of his ilk, and if you look
Ilk.
if you look up Bobby Caldwell, because when I say Bobby Caldwell, we all go oh, but you forget in that genre, quote unquote, is like Hall and Oates,
Oh, yeah.
Blue-Eyed Soul, what do they call it?
yeah.
Steely Dan.
I'm going to that. That sounds That sounds
know
like
what I
Slap
mean?
City.
It sounds like
low-key.
all the '90s hip hop.
The
songs.
It's like
Doobie
White
Brothers.
Slap City.
They should just advertise this.
People,
the
yeah,
90s
there's a
hip-hop
lot of
sample
samples.
tour.
There's a lot of samples in
You
there.
want to hear the
fam.
DJ Premier sample tour?
Yeah, I'm in the back smoking papers with some of my white friends at that. You know what I mean? And the
But
brothers
see-
that know.
But what do white people call it? Yacht rock.
Yeah, no, it is.
I think
This
it's
is why we
hilarious.
can't let them name shit.
White people look at that as like a mark on their coolness. Like this is lame. And black people look at it like this is what we play at barbecues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
this is what
These
we
was the
play.
white people that was cool enough to get on black radio in the 80s. You know how cool they had to be?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Michael
like you know
McDonald-
how cool these white people had to be to get played on black radio back in them days. bro?
Imagine Michael. This if I had money, I would do this. I would have this is the shit I would want to do. I want to take Michael McDonald into black barbershops and just see how cats would react to him, and then have him sing. And then
It sounds like-
I used to clean the house to your shit, nigga.
Yeah, that sounds like that definitely sounds
He
like
did
an
a song
old
with
Chappelle
Patti
skit.
LaBelle.
That sounds like an old Chappelle skit. Like, why is this man standing here with all his hair? And he just,
He did a song
"Oh,
with Patti LaBelle.
no, and everyone be like,
Like, you know you got to be black to do
Yeah.
a song with Patti LaBelle. So
what was the name of that song?
on my own.
Yo, I do remember. I remember for a minute in the '90s when everyone thought Rick Ashley was white or black.
Yeah.
I remember that
Yeah.
for a minute, and
'Cause
then
he
he
had
came
that-
out on MTV, and then his video came out for that annoying song that's now like a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
got played on
everyone
our
thought he was black
KBL.
for a
Oh,
minute.
and
that was
Lisa
real
Stansfield.
funny, bruh.
Lisa Stanfield.
Been around the world and I can't find my baby. Everybody was like, that's a sister. Then they saw the video like,
Taylor Dane.
I was like, that's a white girl
Oh,
who
yeah,
like
she
black
sang
dudes.
with
No,
her.
I was living in upstate New York. I knew those was white
There's a lot
girls. I was
of
like, they
talented
just
Lisa
like.
Stansfield was white.
Cause I know about white girls that like black dudes, bro. I'm from upstate New York. It
Real
wasn't fooling me.
talk.
There wasn't no black in their voice, bro. It was just like it
Once
was
you
just
put
like
a
little
nigga
bit
dick
of-
in-
Sang her ass
once
off.
you put a nigga dick inside you, it changes your whole vocal tone. It's like,
Bro, that's have you seen Back to the
you
Meme
sound like
joke?
you smoke
Yo,
Newports
I'm sorry.
immediately.
Back to the meme jokes. Did you see the meme that was like that has the girl from what is that? So You Think You Can Dance and Homeboy, and they're sitting. Remember the scene where they doing a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bop?
yeah.
It's got that scene, and it was like every white girl who liked this movie back in the day when they was in high school got a beige baby right now. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
Shout out to the Bajans.
I was like, hey, there's a good chance that
out there. So
there might be some numbers behind that. I'm not
So,
too sure. I'm not too
we're
sure.
having fun, but we got to wrap up because I got to go to Costco.
The real dad
All
hour is
right.
over here.
We're going to do the wrap up. This is the wrap up. We're going to put the beat under it. The wrap up.
This is the rap.
All right.
This is the rap.
Shout outs to Danny King, Safety First, coming through.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Shout
come
out
through. That was
to
fun.
Jason Myles, producer, co-host, all around great guy, always smiling. We're gonna work on his gigolo career. Maybe I could be his pimp.
Oh damn!
It is. What's today's date? Today is February
23rd.
23rd. It is Black History Month, and I am throwing in the towel on Black History Month this year. It's a wrap, guys. Let's just call it a wash. We lost Kobe. Gail and Snoop got into it because Snoop.
Yeah,
just-
it was a messy Black History
Snoop lost
Month.
his
It was
mind.
a super
And
messy
then
Black History Month.
Deontay Wilder got his ass whooped last night.
Yeah, he got his ass.
And
beat.
here's
Hey,
the thing. Here's
all
the
I gotta
worst part.
say, all I have to say is to everyone with y'all little memes and your little jokes and y'all having y'all fun about Deontay Wilder, bruh.
Y'all
when
killing
the
Black
next
History Month.
black heavyweight champion comes back around, we dancing on tables like OJ just won, bro. That's
Yeah.
a fact. That's a fact.
And
I don't
Joshua-
even watch
and
sports
here's-
like that.
Here's the
but I
even worst
see y'all.
part about. Here's the even
yeah,
worst
y'all
part.
feeling yourself.
Yeah. Here's the worst part about this.
White
Black
boy
History
ain't
Month.
won since like '93, and y'all out here acting like it just happens once a month. Like y'all just
Yeah.
like it ain't a thing. Like it's a thing.
Well, it's
Nah.
like no. It's like when a white guy. It's like when a white guy can do one of our dances. All the
Right,
niggas is
all of a
like,
sudden
oh, he danced like us. Give him to the cookout. Bring him to the cookout.
Yeah, he's the king of trap music. Like, hold on, bro. He got
Hold
like 2 songs, bro.
Danny.
Hold on.
Let me finish. The worst part of this month was I had to call the police on a black person.
Oh, yeah, I do that shit once a week.
Nigga.
I'm like John Witherspoon in House Party.
This tore me apart. This is when I knew Black History Month this year was a wash. When I had to pick up the phone and call the non-emergency number to the Emerville Police and tell them that people were littering in my parking space. and that they
You was John Witherspoon from House.
What?
and then I
Bruh,
sat
what?
and
Yes,
then I
you do got
and then I
some-
sat in the window with the shades drawn.
Ooh.
Nigga, why are you
So
acting
they
like you
couldn't
own
see
that
me.
apartment, blood?
Look,
Y'all
shut
own
up.
that?
And then I watched the police come and approach the person and make them get out their car and pick up all the trash.
Is that a co-op you
And
live in, Chris? I don't
honestly,
understand.
Chris was like this slow clapped it.
Honestly,
Justice.
I feel that maybe Barbecue Becky got a bad rap.
Hey,
Maybe sometimes
These
you
are,
gotta call the police on
not-
niggas, and that's when I knew Black History Month was
these
a
are
rap.
solely the opinions of Chris
That's
Riggins.
no. These
the
are I'm not
management
running
and
from
the
these opinions
guests-
because
the
this is
management
why
and the
I'm
guests don't
saying
got shit
Black
to do
History
with
Month
this.
is a wrap this year. Black History Month is over. We're gonna call it early. We're gonna go back to the drawing board. This is why Black people, I always stress we need to have Black History Month meetings. Y'all don't want to ever come and have the meeting. So this is
It
what
would be
happens
lit if our
when
shit
we
looked like
don't have the meetings.
Chinese New Year.
So
that would
we're
that would be lit. That
We're
would
gonna
be
go
lit.
ahead.
That
We're
would
gonna
be
go
lit.
ahead and call 2020 Black History Month a wash. It didn't happen. We don't know what happened to Kobe. That shit happened last year. Okay, we
I
don't.
kind of feel like 2019 and 2020 so far, we're like deep in a parallel dimension.
2019 was the beginning. Like we should have saw 2019 happen. But
I
this
feel
year,
like we've been in a deep another
this year Black
dimension.
History Month has been so bad that I called the police on a black person. So that black person,
Didn't
I would
Nina
like to
Turner
say,
get yelled at too. Did y'all see that? Didn't somebody
Who?
say like she's like the worst thing to happen in politics or some shit like
Who?
that?
who?
Y'all know who Nina Turner is?
No.
I haven't
That's
heard
some
this. I
horrible
haven't
niggas.
heard this.
See,
Yeah, no.
exactly. Black History Month.
If it ain't
She's
Auntie
the main-
Maxine,
she's
I
like
probably don't know.
I forget what her title is with Bernie Sanders' campaign, but she's like the more than a surrogate. Like people
Oh
think
man,
she
that's
might-
Exactly.
Like,
Even more
that's-
reason
that's
to
like
end this
political
Black
nerd
History Month.
shit.
So
I don't- the second and third and fourth person down with them. That's like political nerd
So
shit. I
guys-
had one of my political nerd friends break that shit down.
So
for me.
Danny and Jason, actually, let's just end out Black History Month today on February
Yeah, you're
23rd.
right, man.
Oh,
That's
all
actually
right.
sad.
Let's
I
just
forgot
call
about
it.
that.
To any black people that have any issues, please call me. We can talk it out. I want you to know I'm here for you, but we gotta stop. We gotta stop the bleeding. Okay, we gotta stop. We've lost it this month, and I think we just need to meet up in March. Start every month meeting up. You know what I mean? And then by next February, we're gonna have a real Black History Month. We're gonna have a holiday in the middle of it. That's it's gonna
I
be.
like the
Hey
Chinese
y'all,
New
let's
Year
have
idea.
But like, here's the thing. I
let's
think we should have a
let's-
black year New Year, a Black year New Year thing. Like,
Yeah,
but it'd
let's
be
have
like,
it in Jamaica.
it'd be
Let's-
like no,
Even
like
better.
let's
like Danny,
dip. Let's go
Danny,
to the.
you know how like white people have Cinco de Mayo and
Yeah,
white people
yeah.
have St. Patrick's Day. We need that kind of holiday in the middle of Black History Month.
Damn,
we
they done
need.
take Cinco
and here's
de
the thing.
Mayo
Here's
from
my
the
idea. I'm gonna end it on
Mexicans,
this.
y'all. They just took that
This
shit
is
from
where we're gonna
y'all.
end. We're gonna because no Mexicans fucking celebrate that shit. Mexican people don't even know what the fuck that shit is. They're like, what? What happens on that day? We go to work on that day, nigga. We gotta be at the work
They don't
making the
even have it
margarita
off.
so you fuckers can get drunk
They
to
don't even
celebrate
have it
our
off.
independence.
They still in the kitchen.
Thanks.
That's fucked up, blood. That's fucked up.
Thanks. Yeah, we gotta go work the restaurant so you can celebrate our independence. Way to go, white people. You've
Y'all
done
don't
it again.
even be.
But-
Y'all don't even be volunteering.
But that's
to
why
give
we
y'all
need one
Latino
for black
homies
people.
The day off
And the
on
one,
Cinco de
Danny,
Mayo.
here's my idea. And we're gonna end it on this. This is my idea. It's gonna be called Rodney King Day. All right. And here's what is gonna happen. Every black person in America will dress up as police, and we will beat the shit out of white people who don't have kente cloth on. And I tell you, the first couple of years, a couple of niggas gonna go to jail, Danny.
Mhm.
Some niggas gonna go to jail. So we're gonna get a legal defense team,
Mhm.
pro bono, you know, that type of shit. We will we will get you legally off for weed. Okay, that's how we're gonna do. You got a pound at the house and you need to get out because you whooped the white person's ass because they didn't have the kente cloth on. We'll get you out. Just give us the weed. But what's gonna happen is after a while, it's gonna catch on. And you know how white people love these type of things. We're gonna get drunk. We're gonna beat the shit out of him. You're gonna catch a white dude, no kente cloth, beat
So
the
it's
shit
like
out of him.
St. Patrick's Day in Boston.
Yeah. And basically, you're going to beat the white dude's ass, and he's going to look up, he's going to say, is it February 16th already? Fuck. And it'll be great. So, hey, guys, thanks for listening to my podcast. If you like it,
Stick it
call us. You can't call us. If you like it, go to my Instagram, Chris Riggins Comedy. Leave me a message. And if you want to sponsor it, go ahead and just slide me some money in my Cash App or my Venmo, Funny Little Man. That's Funny Little Man. I spell little all the way out because I'm a grown-ass man. I don't be just saying lil. That's lil. That's for little niggas. I'm big nigga. Anyway, this has been fun.
Hey, bro, what podcast platforms is this gonna be
This
on?
is going to be on all of them that I don't know yet. So we'll re-record
okay. Just
and
curious.
tell everybody which ones. But it's going to be, this is the first one. Jason Myles,
All right.
producer, got the idea, and he put me in front of a mic like he shouldn't have. And Danny came through, dropped through as our first guest. You're the first
What
guest.
up?
So,
Danny, real quick before we go, do you have any art exhibits coming up?
yes.
No, I don't. But y'all can all check out my Instagram. That's Art of Safety First, all spelled out the right way. Hey, check it out. Look at some artwork.
There'll be links in the description.
Yeah.
This is definitely going to be up on YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh, sick.
and then also let us know if you guys want us to do bonus material because we'll do that too, and we'll get really in depth and talk about life.
All right.
Bye.
Sit. Done. It's over. This the outro to my show. This the outro to my show. Yeah, I really gotta go. It's the outro to my show. Gotta go, gotta go. Gotta hit Costco, cause I really gotta go. This is the outro to my show. It's the Chris Riggins show. Yeah, it's the outro to my show. I just really gotta go. This the outro to my show. Go, ho, ho.